NaruTalk, the Naruto ShipPodcast, is made possible through contributions from listeners like you. To help support the podcast and to earn exclusive rewards, head to www.patreon.com/NaruTalkPod. That's www.patreon.com/NaruTalkPod. Believe it!
Hey everyone, this is Naruto Uzumaki, and you're listening to NaruTalk. Believe it!
Hello everybody and welcome back to NaruTalk, the greatest podcast ever to be all about Naruto. I'm your host, Liam English, and with me as always is my co-host, Ali Caruso.
Hello.
Hello. And I am also joined by my co-co-host, I guess, Raj Caruso.
My brother.
Hello. Here's what I decided was that since I don't know your last name and I don't know how to pronounce your last name,
I can do it.
I would
Me
just
too.
I'd just rent another last
Just
name
rent it
from
out.
someone else.
It's fine. I've come to accept that my last name isn't real.
And I think Randall would definitely take you in.
Oh, Randall would have to
Yeah.
take me in. He's just we're like meant to be together.
Wait, you could use my last name. Smith is super fucking common. Like, if there were two Carusas in one room, I'd be like, oh, they're probably related. Two Smiths in one room, I'm like, there's no fucking way they're related. There are just so many goddamn
I guess that's
Smiths,
true, but
right?
yeah, that's true.
Next
Yeah.
week. You-
Yeah.
Next week you can be Raj Smith.
Okay, yeah, I'll switch it up every week.
That'd be funny if
Awesome.
you were like that's a funny combination. Rob just like so like not.
Go
white.
ahead, go ahead. Yeah. So not white, Joshua.
Whoa.
Okay.
Emma is all aboard the cancel train. Oh, wait, I should introduce Emma. I'm also joined, of course, by Emma Smith,
Needs no introduction.
who needs no introduction.
Racist extraordinaire.
Emma Smith is joining us for the first 7 episodes of the podcast.
One more.
Yeah,
One
we're in
more.
episode 6, so
Yeah, I know.
wow.
We're getting
Get ready for the waterworks, dude.
Yeah, after which she's switching schools.
She's a loser.
Yeah, it's sad,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
But for the first 7 episodes, it's great.
Yeah,
And-
I'm very happy to be here.
Although you will actually be on 8 episodes in the podcast stream because
Wait, drum roll.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I've talked about it a little bit on previous episodes, but basically the Undiscovered Realms Comic-Con,
Undiscovered Realm Comic-Con. Yeah,
Yes.
I don't think there's a plural.
which had its 3rd annual Comic-Con in White Plains, and what?
That's where we live.
Oh yeah. Well, no. I'm supposed to rep the the con. You know. Anyways,
Cool.
that's around where we live. You know, we could have driven for hundreds of miles.
Also, it's an art school in White Plains. Surprise! Still not gonna say where we live, but yeah.
Manhattanville.
Manhattan.
Don't say that. I'd rather be dead.
No, you could live in all those castles.
I don't care.
That's true. Manhattanville has a beautiful
Yeah,
campus.
but they're awful.
Nothing beats Christmas house. I only want to live at Christmas
Oh
house.
yeah. Emma's roommate lives by a house that's
Christmas house.
it's Christmas. The Christmas
Every day is
decorations
Christmas.
are. It's insane.
Yeah, because you guys saw it around winter time, like winter
Yeah.
break.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, no, that house is
Christmas
beautiful.
house.
If there were aliens flying by, that's where they think the beacon
We
would
saw it
be.
on the I
Yeah.
think the 28th is right after Christmas.
Wait, is that the house that has the chandelier in it that's huge?
Ooh, I don't know.
We only saw
Maybe.
the
It would
outside.
make
We
sense
jumped
that
out of my car.
Christmas
Yeah, I wanted to go to Christmas house. Everybody would want to go to Christmas
Everybody
house.
wants to go to Christmas house.
And everybody wants to go to Undiscovered Realms Comic Con. You like my
Yes,
transition?
please keep plugging it.
Yes, where Emma and I were lucky enough. Well, I was lucky enough to get 2 press passes, and I decided to take Emma because I thought it would be weird if I took one of the core 3 that's going to keep doing the podcast. So I just decided to take the one who has to leave.
Yeah,
know
but
what
you
I
know
mean?
you can still kick these 2 out. There's still time.
Well, either way, Emma and I went to the Comic-Con, and it was great, and we managed to secure an interview, just 2-on-1 with Miley.
It's 2-on-1.
It was 2-on-1, real
Closed
intimate.
doors.
It was nice. It was actually on the convention floor, but it was fine. It was cool.
Yeah.
And with Miley Flanagan, the voice of Naruto. So that's really exciting. And it'll be in the podcast stream, after episode 7, it'll come out the next Monday. So, where episode 8 should be.
Wait, I feel like this hasn't been properly plugged. Ready? It's the tone of your voice that
Go
gets
for
people
it.
excited. We got an interview with Miley Flanagan, the
Flanagan.
voice of Naruto.
It's true. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely going to use a clip from that interview in our intro. So that's what you've been hearing all this time, is her.
Earlier today, Emma asked why people started calling other people crackheads. That's crackhead energy right there.
What, the energy I
that
just gave
entire
off?
voice.
Well, if I was a weeb, I would be so excited.
It's
to
exciting.
see-
It really is exciting.
No, I understand totally, but
Actually, I mean, at this point, I feel like I kind of am a weeb, to correct myself, because it's not like, okay, I'm not a weeb. I haven't had enough
don't
time,
share that.
you know.
Sure.
But the thing is that a couple of people from me and Allie's program, our major, I don't really wear makeup a lot, right? And one of my friends came up to me from the program, and she's like, Emma, why are you wearing makeup? And I went, oh, because I interviewed somebody really important today.
That's true.
She's like, wait, what do you mean? I'm like, I interviewed Miley Flanagan. She's like, wait, who the fuck is that? I'm like, oh, have you ever heard of Naruto? It's really big overseas. And she goes, because that's true, that's what Miley Flanagan said. And she goes, no, I've never heard of Naruto. I go, oh wait, do you know the Naruto run? And then I showed her the Naruto run, and she's like, oh my gosh, I know what you mean. But who the fuck is that? Like, the voice of Naruto. She goes, I don't know what that means. I go, the principal from Lab Rats? Anyway, I knew so much detail about Miley Flanagan that once we got back to, like, our classroom and everything, where all of the kids from our major hang out, she told the entire major, like, everybody in the entire major, that I was a weebo. She kept calling it a weebo.
That's the real reason why Emma's leaving.
Because I got the rep of a weebo.
bullied.
Yeah.
So basically, like, all, like, 50 kids in our major think that I'm a weebo.
Weebo.
That sounds like a spin-off of, like, the Wii. You know how they went Wii U?
Weebo. Weebo sounds like a Webkinz like spin-off toy.
It
Like the
does.
Weebo.
I'm pretty sure there was, like, a Webkin spin-off website called Weebo.
Please don't sue us, Weebo. We like you a lot.
Don't
In
worry.
fact, Weebo,
I'm
if you
the
want to
only
sponsor
weebo.
us.
Please, we have a Weebo with us.
That's true. Also, though, if Weebo is problematic, I mean, I'm already problematic. Jeff
I'm
Bezos,
sure it's not. I'm
and,
sure it's not.
Well, basically, though, if it is,
If
don't
it
worry,
is,
I'm gone.
We'll make it problematic.
So.
I should say before we get into the podcast that I'm sick this week. For the past, if you're a returning listener, you'll know that Emma had a concussion, and then Joshua was sick, and now
Still am.
yeah, and now I'm sick, and so is Raj.
Yes.
So
Well, okay.
Allergies suck, and spring should be illegal.
I agree.
yeah.
I've got some concussion news, if anybody wants to hear.
Did you get another concussion?
No.
Okay.
Concussion 2.
No, it's okay. We're already at, like, concussion 5. But so I went to health services today, right? And it was my last day with Janet at
Yeah.
health services. So that was very emotional.
Does she love you?
Bye, Dr. Janet.
Janet and I are in love. Yes. She tells me the same stories every week and then touches my knee a lot.
Well, because she knows you have a concussion, so
Yeah.
you can't remember that.
But she looks at me, and at this point, we're like 3.5 weeks into the concussion, right? And she told me, because I asked her, I'm like, hey, my family really wants to know when this is going to be done. Do you have any predictions?
Has it been 3.5 weeks?
Yeah, 3.5 weeks. I know.
Oh.
Raj keeps going, Emma, when's your concussion over? And I always think that Raj cares, and then turns out it's just that he wants to smoke with me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I can't smoke with a concussion. But anyway, so I was talking to Janet today, and I was like, yeah, my family wants to know when this will be over. And Janet, the entire time, for context, had always said, like at the beginning of, when I first hit my head, she goes, yeah, most concussions are done within 2 to 3 weeks. Like, so it should only be 2 to 3 weeks. But now we're at the 3.5 week point. And I go, Janet, any uptate? Do we know when we
this a
think,
tumor?
like, do you have an ex?
Is this it?
Am I anemic?
Oh, because that is the worst thing you could ever have,
It's true.
Joshua. Yeah, Joshua's a bit anemic.
A former anemic.
Former anemic. Sorry, I don't want to be
Recovered.
offensive.
Covering.
I'm in remission. I'm not recovering.
Oh my gosh.
I could totally go back if I wanted to.
It's like the opposite of I can quit if I want to.
I can stop whenever I want.
I can go back to anemia whenever I want.
Stop taking my iron. I do
Oh
what
my
else.
But so I asked Janet today, I go, Janet, so when do we think we're going to be done? And she changed the dates. She was like, oh yeah, I mean, it typically takes 4 to 6 weeks for a concussion to go away.
Oh, she's tricking
I'm like,
you.
This is big
Janet.
pharma right
She
now.
doesn't want to stop seeing you. So.
Because we're in love. So I don't know. Turns out, like, everybody says, like, my family's convinced. They're like, Emma, you're not concussed, because when you're not stressed out, like, your concussion, like, the symptoms go away and everything.
Yeah.
Like, you're still concussed, you shouldn't do stuff. But if you're not stressed, you feel normal. And so my family's been convinced for the past, like, 3.5 weeks
you've just been
that I've been
milking
lying
it?
and I don't have a concussion.
Wow.
And here Janet is with another 4 to 6 weeks. And so how am I supposed to tell my family, oh no,
Yikes.
double the time?
Doctor's note.
I have a
For your
doctor's
family
note.
functions.
Family function.
Because they're like, Emma,
Emma, come down to
bullshit.
dinner. Nah, can't. I got a note.
Got a concussion.
Because they look at me and they're like, bull fucking shit. My brother did this science experiment with
Oh
me.
fucking shit!
That's what they say to me. Oh my gosh, it was Easter and I'm sitting there and they're like, oh Emma, how you doing? How's college? And I like try to talk about like what's going on with a concussion. And my brother, because he had to drive me home because you can't drive with a concussion, he tells me, he goes, Emma, you're not concussed. I'm like, Ken, what do you mean?
I'm gonna crash this car right now, Emma, and you're not gonna have a
The whole
concussion.
thing is that when he was driving me home, he apparently conducted a science experiment.
Oh yes.
Right. I think I told Liam about this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I told everyone else.
Totally, yeah.
But yeah, basically though, what was happening is that he turned on the music really, really loudly because he's a new driver. Like he just got his license. He thinks
Right.
he's hot shit.
That's what you do.
Right. And so he had his music on super loudly, and my younger sister was shotgun because they wouldn't let me ride shotgun. It was quite
It made you sit in the back.
yeah, I'm the older
Loser.
sibling. I'm the oldest sibling. This entire concussion thing, they've been like, we're in charge now, bitch.
Yeah.
This is from years of your tyranny.
God.
And he turns the music on to like 55. I'm like, Ken,
55.
turn that shit
Damn.
down. I know, it was insane. That was so fucking loud.
50's one thing.
But
54
55.
even?
Well, it's
That's-
important.
that's
It's
it.
important for the story, though, right? And I'm like, Ken, turn that down, please. Like, I'm not supposed to do the whole loud noises thing. And he goes, okay. And he turns it down to 53. I'm like, dude, that made no difference. Turn it down more. And he goes, okay. And he turns it down to 52. I'm like, fucking fine. Like, I guess I'm just not going to win this battle. So I just sit there in the back.
I guess I'll go down.
Yeah, I just sit in the
Okay.
back with my head kind of hurting. I'm like, oh shit, this is just going to be an hour of drive time with my head exploding. And then I started like singing along and everything. I'm like, just lean into it, like have some fun with it. And then apparently throughout the course of the car ride, he turned it slowly up and up and up to the point where I didn't realize.
And you started enjoying the music.
Right, because he started playing songs that I liked, right?
Right.
And so at the dinner table at Easter, he's like, Emma, you don't have a fucking
He
concussion.
exposed you.
Yeah, he's like, you said turn down the music, And then as soon as I started playing songs you liked, boom, no concussion. Therefore,
I love how he whipped it out. Emma exposed.
yeah, he didn't tell me until Easter fucking dinner when we're all sitting around. And he's like, yeah, by the way, extended family, Emma doesn't have a concussion.
Bust out
She's
case
a
files
liar.
and
Yeah.
everything on the
Yeah,
table.
Videotape of the car ride.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Fucking projector down with the screen. He's like, I gotta finish
Not
I
it.
know.
clickbait, guys. This is not clickbait.
So I need Janet to like start coming to my family outings and be like, being like, no, this is not a lie. Keep sending
4 to
Emma to
6
my
weeks.
office.
Well, I
4 to
said
6
what shocked
I'd assume you bring your girlfriend to like family functions. and
Oh
stuff. Like,
yeah,
that's
I mean
normal.
we are madly in love, and that's got to prove something. I don't
Has
know
to.
what, but
So I guess the moral of the story is everybody's sick this week.
right there it is. Yeah,
So
I forgot I
that's-
was sick. Quite honestly, I
I
think
got
I'm
lost in the
concussed now.
story.
it's a good story though, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
But if you're not a returning listener, then the conceit of the podcast is basically we watch 2 to 4 episodes of Naruto every week, and then I run through a summary of it, and everybody sort of comments on it. We talk about it. Raj and I have been fans of Naruto forever,
Super weeb.
and Allie and Emma didn't know what anime was before the podcast started.
Yeah.
So it's been a ride. It's been a trip.
But I think everyone knew what Naruto running was. They just
Yeah.
never put the name
Yeah.
to the
yeah, I didn't know what that was.
social suicide
But
move.
also, though, I watched Naruto run in these episodes. He doesn't do the thing.
He really
No-
doesn't.
No.
So wait, did people just make that up, or does
No,
he
it's-
gradually start
I
doing
think it's
that?
later.
It happened. It's like big in Shippuden because that's when they like stylize how they move and stuff.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
right
I
now,
see.
because in the first
It's
season
just
they
frog
focused
jumps.
frog jumping in trees because they don't have like they have like very low budget,
Right,
very
yeah.
few frames.
Yeah,
It's weird.
my roommate was watching with me, and I was like, "Oh, you see how they just pan in on the exact same like just picture?"
Yeah,
and
there's a
nobody
lot of
actually moves?
like held animation
Yeah,
on one.
yeah.
Especially in these episodes.
I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of these episodes, this week we have watched episodes 13, 14, 15, and 16.
That's right,
Ah,
4, baby.
Our first 4
I
episodes.
missed puppy therapy day for these.
That shows dedication, dude. You're
Yeah,
dedicated
I
to
appreciate it. I
Naruto.
really do.
No problem.
But
To Miley Flanagan, write her a well-worded email saying, "Hey, I miss puppy therapy for you."
Miley, send me some fucking
She'd be
puppies.
like, why didn't you go to puppy therapy?
Honestly.
No, she would say that. She was cool. She'd be like, I didn't even watch all the episodes because she doesn't.
she really hasn't. Yeah, she's gonna. I tried to plug it to her. I was like, if you ever watched Naruto.
Yeah, we explained to her. We're like, oh yeah, me and Allie, like I never saw it, and neither is Allie, and Liam and Raj, they're weebs.
Yeah.
So like really, even if you don't like it that much, like it's for
That'd be amazing
everybody.
if we got Miley as a listener.
Fuck,
That'd be awesome. But she
so
was like,
cool.
yeah, no, I don't watch it. I'm not gonna listen to your podcast. I've been on like 12 podcasts.
Yeah.
Thanks though.
What if
She
we
was
get-
really cool, but she also just doesn't watch it.
I'm thinking about all these like these big podcasts running what famous people listen to them because like even with like music artists, you really know what kind of music they listen to in their
Yeah.
free time.
Yeah.
So what if like right now like Tom Cruise is chilling, being like 4'2" in his little sofa with this
And
like
listening
extra
to
high
NaruTalk.
stool and listening to NaruTalk.
And he's like,
right now.
God damn it, I'm not 4'2", I'm 4'3".
Get my lawyer.
Yeah.
Oh, real fact, Allie's neighbor looks just like Tom Cruise. Like he
That's
lives
true.
across the hall. Yeah.
I
I don't know. I
imagine-
think he does.
If you glance at a photo,
Uh-huh.
it's very odd.
You think he's Tom Cruise?
I imagine people from Allie's town as like
No,
water
like
people.
her roommate.
Like
Like her, not her roommate, but like across the hall.
oh
Yeah.
yeah in a way I guess.
Yeah.
I'm still imagining.
Look, like just flash, you know.
Yeah. No. I
Allie's showing
understand,
pictures of
I
Tom
understand.
Cruise.
Like the way I imagine Allie's town, I don't know, like you ever like read Cthulhu and stuff, like the fish people town.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, that's how I imagine, like, Ali's town. Just a bunch of fish people walking around being all scaly
It
and
is a
gross.
river town, so
And they're all slimy. They're
is
all
a
like,
river
hello, welcome
Oh,
to
no,
the town.
Allie's got an awesome
Yes,
town.
Allie lives with fish people.
yes.
I wouldn't put it past her, honestly.
But yes, this is our first episode where we've watched 4 episodes. I was gonna say let's keep the intro really short and get right into it, but this I think is our longest intro ever.
Yeah, I mean, I did tell the concussion story.
Yeah. So really, without any further ado, let's NaruTalk about it. We open with a reminder of both of the scenes we ended on last time. Naruto's rushing through the forest, hoping he's not too late, and Squad 7 is in a standoff against Zabuza and Haku on the bridge. We don't know what Naruto doesn't want to be late for yet.
So we know them as
Yeah.
Haku now? Like, we're...
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
Established,
Haku and
yeah.
Zabuza. Yeah.
Oh,
That was
Mm-hmm.
the last set. Kakashi calls out Haku for lying about his identity and continuing to wear the fake mask. And when Sasuke parrots this sentiment, Sakura swoons. Like, you know, yeah.
Sasuke calls Haku a big phony.
I know. Like,
Yeah.
It was so sweet. I was
Capturing
like,
the
It was
You're
out
a
of
big
character.
phony.
I know. It was so weird.
Okay, but also though that dialogue, it was the first note that I took. I wrote silly dialogue between Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi before attacking Zabuza. Oh, I suppose that's not interesting.
No, they
but
just
basically, it was stupid dialogue.
They showed a
It was the
firing
worst way to
squad on
start.
Haku. Like, they just
Yeah.
rose, like, everyone just like, you're a fucking loser. That mask, I bet you don't even, like, wear it.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it was
you
also
big
like,
Yeah.
and then Kakashi was like, Sakura, when are you gonna learn to respect me? It was like, guys, fucking get to the point
Yeah.
and
I know
fight.
you're fighting like
Yeah.
two
What are you
murderers.
doing?
Yeah.
Haku notes Sasuke's impressive ability, destroying every water clone. Oh, sorry, the last episode left off, they were surrounded by a bunch of water
I'm
clones.
still not over that.
Zabuza
You were
made.
able to see through all those
Yeah.
water clones.
Yeah.
There were 6 of you.
6
they
of you.
obviously
Duh.
were
You knew that I don't have 7 identical twins?
All named Zabuza, but with different vowels at the end.
Yeah, Zabuza, Zabuzo, Zabuzi.
And sometimes
Zabuzu.
Zabu sometimes why.
That's my new last name next time you introduce me. Raj, but sometimes with a Y.
or Bubba the Love
What? Yeah. What about
Sponge.
Raj Bubba the Love Sponge?
Yes. Oh man, that's a deep callback.
Yeah.
That's
right.
episode 1.
Gotta make Bubba the Love Sponge merch.
I think he has merch. I have
want
found
it.
out who Bubba Love Sponge is. He's a radio personality.
I know.
Really?
I
Maybe
think
a
he's real
podcaster.
person.
Maybe we're starting
Can we get
podcast
him?
beef
Yeah. There's a lot.
I mean,
of
what if we
podcasts,
just
man, it could
collab
be.
merch with him?
with Bubba Love Sponge.
Yeah,
That'd be good.
we have like you know how like
Yeah.
pregnant couples do like those photos where they have our arms around like the
It'll be
pregnant
all
belly?
4 of us around Bubba the Love Sponge. That's pretty good.
I would buy that shirt.
There's some weird personalities on podcasts though. Like I would be totally not surprised if there was a Bubba the Love Sponge. Like
I'm
check
telling
out,
you, I think that's what he is.
Check
Can
out,
we
like-
all be wearing the shirts of us with the picture in the picture?
That's true. But check out Jocko though. Jocko on the podcast. He's like this really, really buff, like ex-army guy. Coolest man in the entire world, but he has a podcast where he just like yells at people. It's like,
Huh.
you can get in shape, you can do it. It's really cool.
Sounds like
You can do it.
and that's what I imagine Bubba the Love Sponge as. Just an, kind of like Jocko.
I imagine him as Bubble Bass from SpongeBob.
Yep.
That's what I think about every time.
Joshua just looked it up, and there is Bubba Love Sponge merch that says Bubba Army on it.
Oh my gosh, that's
Which
awesome.
is interesting.
I'll join the Bubba army.
Anyways,
Weekday mornings, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's a long
Oh
show.
wow,
we'll have to wake up for it.
No.
that's an odd crowd.
No.
6 a.m. to 10 a.m. with Bubba.
Yeah,
Huh.
sure. You gotta get your daily dose of Bubba,
Bubba
man.
Army. I mean,
Yeah, join the Bubba Army.
You know,
Actually, in
it-
my head, Bubba's this really, really tough guy, like I said with like Jocko. But maybe he's this big softy, and maybe that's why he's got
Oh,
6 to 10
look,
a.m.
some
he's
people-
cute. I mean,
is he attractive? Guys? Oh yeah, that is
I
it.
mean, yeah,
That
check out
is-
Bubba the Love Sponge
he
on
is
Google Images.
attractive.
All right, so back into the episode.
Right, anyways, everybody's impressed that Sasuke managed to take out the water clones. Even though they're only 1/10 as strong as the real Zabuza, it's still impressive. But it turns out that the water that's left behind from the clones being destroyed actually gave Haku and Zabuza an advantage.
Oh.
Back at Tazuna's, which is the bridge builder's house,
Yeah.
that's a word.
the samurai cut through the wall. There's the
There's a-
2 samurai that work
Yeah.
together.
Whole door.
Instead
Yes.
of the door.
There's a door, guys. They didn't even cut through the door. It's one thing to like kick in a door or something.
Yeah.
But
That's
to
badass.
cut in a don't
But imagine pulling up with your samurai bro and being like, haha, bro, we're gonna cut down this wall together. Let's
seriously
do it.
just
Why?
kick in the door. Kick in the
I
door.
mean, look,
Yeah.
I guess they these guys know that they're pretty lame, right? They just have
they
to.
are pretty lame.
And they're like,
Yeah,
listen,
they're the worst. I think they're my least favorite characters of all time, and I've met Sakura.
Damn.
Good show.
But
Cha.
Chaw.
Ah!
But like,
I'm
just
glad you guys didn't make fun of me for saying ka-chow, by the way. Anyway.
I thought it, but
but like, I think they just knew that they were gonna get their ass beat somehow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're like, he's a bridge
must
builder. He could probably
You gotta
build
do
a new
something.
wall.
That's true. If you can build a bridge, you can build a wall.
That's
Anyways,
what I always say.
they are in the house to kidnap Tsunami, who is Tazuna's daughter, and Inari, who is Tazuna's grandson. Little emo bitch. It's true.
Yeah.
He's upstairs and he runs down after hearing the commotion, but Gato only asks for one hostage. So
he's even more of a bitch in this episode.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, he cries a lot. It's
This
true.
is,
Yeah,
I
was
mean,
just stop.
this is basically an artistic parallel to I think Macbeth when they break into that house
you
and they're,
egg?
what you egg.
Yeah, they break
Just fucking stab a
into
kid.
they break into Macduff's house. Come on, I can tell you. This is Emma's literary analysis corner.
We already had Emma's concussion corner. Too many corners.
Emma's concussion corner is just her retelling this Naruto episode, but slowly just becomes Macbeth.
Nah, the concussion corner is when I recount everything that's happened in the last 3.5 weeks that only I care about.
The transitions in this episode were cool because I'm looking at my notes. I'm like,
Yeah.
why am I listing down 3 different scenes to 3 different fights right now?
Yeah, it cuts back and forth a lot.
That was cool.
That's
That
cool,
I
like
can appreciate.
Yeah.
Cool editing. Good job.
But the samurai threaten to kill Inari, but Tsunami begs for her child's life, and this is an interesting difference between the dub and the sub, because in the English dub, she's like, I'll do anything. And it's really weird
Yeah,
because
that was
she's
Yeah.
that
she's
was a
like,
weird
I'll
thing.
do anything, and then there's a weird
Yeah,
silence
I was like,
with a very awkward connotation of her
Yeah.
saying, I'll do
Yeah,
anything.
my roommate
That
was
was-
watching
yeah.
with me, and she was like, "That means rape."
Yeah,
That-
it
It
really
was
seems
weird,
that
yeah.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's fucking Cartoon Network, so they don't mean it like
right,
that.
I thought that was kind of fucked though. So I turned on the subtitles, which give you direct
Right.
Japanese translation.
Yeah.
And turns out in the originals, she said, "Don't kill Inari, or I'll bite off my tongue and kill myself."
Wow.
Oh
So
shit!
Yeah, well, and they both kind of do the same thing, but one of them has a really weird connotation, and
Yeah.
the other one's kind of badass.
Wait, okay, but the one about biting your tongue though makes more sense because I mean I wrote a note about this, but it was a matter of wow. Why would they just be like, I'll do anything?
Exactly, yeah, I know.
Okay,
That's why I
yeah,
thought
it's
this was so important.
It's completely unrealistic.
Yeah, but yes,
Yeah,
if they
that was
had
weird.
hurt Inari, then she would have killed herself, so they wouldn't have had any hostage.
Which makes more sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, biting your tongue off kills you?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Yeah, I
It
think.
does
Bleed
it?
out?
Yeah, I think you bleed out.
I feel like in that culture you kind of know what kills you. I don't know. There's a whole lot
In
of
the
like
Naruto
there-
culture?
Well, there's a whole lot of like the
Senpuku
suicide
and
culture,
shit,
like figuring out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, either way, the
They all know
samurai
about, like, the 8
accept.
points of death.
What's up?
Sorry, they all know about like the 8 points of death.
Oh,
You know, like
yeah.
everybody's
that's
really
just,
aware
that's just
of
something
death.
Zabuza
Yeah, I
tells
think that
himself
was just
every
the
morning
murderers.
to like pump himself up for the day. Like, you know when you look yourself in the mirror and you go, you're gonna do this, you're gonna be great. That's what he does. He goes in the mirror and he goes, lungs, artery, heart.
Oh my god.
That's a good way to start your morning, man. Cup of coffee and listing the 8 points of death.
Don't get rusty.
His cup of coffee has a sword slit.
Yeah, no, because everything he owns. Oh man. Well, either way, the samurai accept Tsunami's offer and take her away, while Inari, like we said, just sits
Cries
around and
like
cries
bitch.
about how weak he is. Yeah.
Get better. Like,
Yeah,
be better.
I know. Well, then he does get a little better because
Right,
while
yeah.
he's sobbing, he flashes like to Naruto, calling him a coward.
These flashbacks are funny because they're so recent.
I know, it's literally last week's episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he thinks about Kakashi, who was like explaining Naruto's struggles to him, and he thinks about Kaiza, that guy who was sort of his father figure.
His purple arms still haunt me every
Purple
time I
arms.
close my
Yeah.
eyes.
But he's wondering if he can be strong too. So he stands up, he wipes his tears, and he gets ready to go.
Wait, on the flashbacks. Okay, so again, I was watching this for a little bit with my roommate,
Yeah.
right? And she's an art major. She's
Right.
visual arts, and so she was watching with me, and she's like, "Wait, what the heck?" Because you know how the flashbacks they kind of like faded away a little
Yeah.
bit, so it'd be like the image, but it was still like light, and you could see things beneath it. But the thing is that like, what's his name, Inari?
Yeah.
Inari wasn't on the foreground. So, like, it wasn't like he
Oh,
was
yeah.
the only solid image. It was like
That's
they
true,
faded
yeah.
into each other, which was super weird and made Inari look like he was a flashback, which was so
Kinda fun.
odd.
There
Just
you
wanted to
go.
point that out because it was weird.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, all
Interesting.
right, all right.
Inari runs up on the samurai and Tsunami outside, and the samurai they just get ready to kill him, like
Yeah.
right away,
Yeah.
no hesitation. And in fact, to prevent Tsunami from biting off her tongue or doing anything, if whatever
I'll
that
do
means.
anything. Yeah.
Terrifying.
Yeah, well, they knock her out, which really only makes sense if you know that she threatened to kill herself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, yeah,
that
that
makes
would
more
make
sense.
sense.
Yeah, so they knock her out to prevent her from doing that, and they prepare to kill Inari, and then we cut away. There's a lot of drama, you know?
Yeah.
We cut back to the bridge, where Sasuke and Haku are locked in combat. Sakura is commanded to guard Tazuna and let Sasuke handle Haku. Haku asks Sasuke to back down, because he only wants to kill the bridge builder. Like, Haku doesn't
Yeah,
really
he
want to
doesn't
kill
care.
the
See,
kid.
it's weird because when they're talking, like the way they're moving, it's like very slow, like ka-ching, ka-ching.
Yeah.
But then they get
Yeah.
into like them actually talking, they're moving light speeds.
Yeah, they're so fast. Yeah.
It's like
No, it's really weird because when all these people run, they do like their slow ass frog hop and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then in the middle of battle, they can just appear behind each other.
Yeah,
They're
it's
so
ridiculous.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always struck me as really
Special
weird.
battle powers or something.
But
Yeah.
in this
I don't
scene,
know.
Sakura just went on like a cha rant for no reason.
Yeah.
It just really came out of nowhere, and I think they're just using Sakura for like
She's
you know,
the narrator.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
not that, but
Seriously.
you know when you go to like a classical pianist thing and to wake the crowd up from how boring it is, he like slams on the keys aggressively.
Wow.
I'd be falling asleep and like
Ouch to
Sakura
the
go
classical
cha
pianists.
cha cha, and I'm just like I'm awake, it's fine. Yeah, what's happening?
Yeah, but Sasuke and Haku though, it was so silly because like shouldn't Haku be able to take Sasuke? And like we figure out eventually like that's why Sasuke is strong enough. Like there's a whole thing of like, oh, he has all these powers.
Yeah.
But also though, they did that thing that I hate in like Man of Steel. The reason why I thought Man of Steel
Darn,
this
More
movie-
talking about why Emma hates Man of Steel.
Man of Steel made me so fucking mad. And it's literally, like, I could get over, like, there were a couple things in the movie that I didn't particularly like, but there was just this one bit toward the end of the movie where, by the way, like, the battle sequence lasts, like, 45 minutes.
Spoilers if you haven't seen Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Well,
Man of
it's
Steel
all really
spoilers.
vague stuff, but, like, basically, though, when the two of the characters are fighting, there are so many fucking instances to just stab each other and get the goddamn 45-minute fight over with, but they would go strut. I killed your mother.
Oh,
Strut,
yeah, I love
strut.
talking.
And like try to, it's like Dr. Doofenshmirtz in Phineas and Ferb. I'm going to tell you my entire plan, just
Yeah.
so maybe you can ruin it.
Well,
and they basically did that.
This is
though.
a little
Yeah,
different
yeah.
though because Haku like actively doesn't want to kill the
Well,
kid.
yeah, but it
That's
was.
true, but still,
it wasn't just that
It's
one
Dr.
moment though.
Doofenshmirtz-esque.
Right, like, and
I guess.
it wasn't that it just happened then. It was that moment started how they did it for the entire rest
Yeah,
of the 4
okay.
episodes we watched.
I'd
It was
be-
all Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
I'd be pretty mad if I died to Haku because Haku sounds like the FitnessGram push-up person. Like, we are now gonna begin the push-up section. Are
yeah.
you
Oh,
ready?
the
Oh,
fitness
kind
gram
of,
pacer
yeah.
test.
No, see, I was thinking about the pacer test one, but no, it's specifically the boring, like,
Up,
just get over with it tone of the
down.
push-up one.
We didn't do
Because-
that.
Up.
Down.
Yeah,
Because
I didn't do
Haku's,
that.
Haku's like, we're gonna,
That's
like,
awful.
we don't even want to kill you guys.
Yeah.
This is it. Like, even Sasuke's bored as fuck. He's like, I'm trembling with positivity and ready to kill you. And it's just bored.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, Sasuke refuses to just, give up and let the bridge builder die,
Yeah.
and Haku warns Sasuke, like, you are not going to be able to keep up with my speed, just so you know. Furthermore, Haku reveals that there are 2 advantages that he has. The water around the ground is going to be used in a jutsu, and the 2 are they're locked, like Sasuke has a kunai, and Haku is holding it off with one of those senbon needles.
Yeah.
They're sort of, like
Those
that,
are weird,
that
yeah.
kind of lightsaber thing,
Yeah.
where you're holding the...
Oh, I love lightsabers.
Oh,
But
lightsaber.
because they're locked in that, Sasuke only has one hand, which means he can't perform jutsu.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's
Right.
like a deaf person who has an amputee. It just sucks.
Wow.
Right.
All right, Joshua.
What would you do? I'm sorry, that's your real question. There's always a question, like, what language do deaf people think in? What if you don't have any hands? What are you
guess-
supposed to do?
That's actually a great question.
I know.
Also, deaf schizophrenics, what do they hear?
So many questions.
I know.
Get a deaf person on the podcast.
But I wonder if that actually happens I mean, I know that there was the whole Helen Keller thing where she was both blind and deaf, so I guess stuff like that happens.
It
But
does.
Wow.
It really do.
But
I have trouble sometimes remembering which one is Helen Keller and which one's Anne Frank. Only because I learned about them at the same time.
They're not the same.
No.
No, when I looked up something about Anne Frank on Google, because I do that often, you know how Google has like those questions, like the suggested questions
Yeah.
in the white
Yeah.
boxes. The first one was Anne Frank deaf, dumb, and blind, and I was like, oh Jesus Christ.
Christ.
Really?
Oh,
Yes.
Google.
Close. You're
And
really
the,
close.
The little thing was like, no.
Very clearly not. Well, while Sasuke has one of his hands busy so he can't weave jutsu signs, turns out that Haku can cast jutsu single-handedly.
Game
What a
changer.
badass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even Kakashi says he's never seen anything like that
Jutsu's
before.
one-handed? Whoa!
Yeah. And Haku launches his secret technique, 1,000 needles of death,
Yeah.
which causes all of the water surrounding the 2 to fly into the air and sharpen into
It
needles of
reminded
ice.
me of 1,000 Years of Death.
At least it's not going into
different.
Sasuke's asshole.
Oh my god.
Imagine 1,000 needles of death is the same thing, but just
But with
in
1,000 needles.
See, like they do, like Haku's like main focus is this needle bullshit.
Yeah.
And like I like they always seemed really tiny and small,
Find a
like
new
little
weapon.
like annoyances. Because he didn't like, but like when they zoomed up on Sasuke, there were some big fucking needles.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Those
Those
do
like
not
6
seem
fucking
medical.
inches
Yeah,
long.
but
They were
also
huge.
we did 4 fucking episodes and the battle isn't even done of just needles. Like Haku's
Yeah.
got to find a new weapon.
1,000 needles of death, but with no hands.
1,000 needles of death.
Oh no!
Anyways, we cut back to the samurai who have swung their blades thinking that they're going to kill Inari, but it turns out they've just cut a log.
So many logs.
I know. And Tsunami's body is gone. It was Naruto who, like, he shows up, he's put Tsunami off to the side, and he's like, yeah, I'm late because heroes always show up just in the nick of time.
Oh, okay.
I hated that.
Yeah.
Naruto's the only one I like at this point. Kakashi's getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
The whole Haku
Complete
battle's
opposite
getting on my nerves.
me.
Naruto is all I have left.
I've come to like dislike how annoying Naruto is. Like he's like I get like he's like this traumatized kid who just wants to fit in. He wants to be cool. But he's just so fucking annoying about it. He's like, heroes are gotta be late, and you know.
That's true.
But
it's
he
a
has
bore.
growth, and
Yeah,
I
he's
actually am
just proud of
interested in
No,
his
he'll get
character,
there.
you
But
know?
just like every kid who was like 12,
I
they're
guess so.
annoying, and I want to punt them.
He's better than Inari.
Punch them.
Punt them.
He's way better than Inari.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely. I'll punt Inari.
Yeah,
Inari,
I-
wait, I don't
yeah.
hate Inari though.
Really?
Yeah. No, I don't. Because Inari, I'm like, because it was the giant backstory with Kaiza.
Yeah.
That I could get down with. I'm like, okay, I
guess so.
understand.
Yeah.
Just had a
Stop
trauma.
crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Naruto congratulates Inari for his efforts and his running at the samurai because that distracted them long enough for Naruto to rescue Tsunami and be able to like perform the
Yeah.
substitution.
That's total
jutsu.
bullshit. He just wanted to hype up Inari. Inari did nothing.
That's true.
He also explains how he knew that the samurai were going to attack because at the end of the last episode we saw a boar cut up in the forest.
Yeah,
And-
and they didn't tell why.
Yeah, it turns out that the samurai were just being dicks and cutting
That's
stuff.
awful. Into
Yeah.
ribbons.
Yeah.
I mean, look, they wanted to cut down a hole in the wall and not use the door. They're just going crazy.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
really just like to cut things. So weird.
That poor boar did literally nothing.
Yeah.
really just like to cut things.
Well, the samurai aren't impressed, and they charge at our heroes, but Naruto just nonchalantly tosses 2 shuriken their way.
Yeah, this really doesn't put samurai in a good light. It makes them look like really bad fighters.
This is a world of ninja, man. This is not the world for samurai.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. The samurai easily block the shuriken, but it turns out that Naruto's repeating that trick from that fight with Zabuza.
Which makes, like, I mean, speaks on his growth, because before it was this big fucking demon wind shuriken
Yeah, now
shit.
this
Yeah.
is just what he
Just
does.
Tiny shit.
Right, because both shuriken transform, they were actually clones of Naruto, and they fucking kick the shit
Yeah.
out of the samurai.
Naruto's definitely going hardcore on the Zabuza, like, weight training plan, because those shuriken are, like, tiny as fuck.
Yeah, which means
Yeah.
was he holding like his whole weight when he was doing that?
I think when he, like, hid under the shadow, he just, like, crunched all of his organs inside, like an accordion.
Oh my god.
Like an accordion?
And just, like, crunched himself downward.
Wait,
It
there's
was-
a pun there, like an organ.
With
like
organ and accordion? I know, I heard it
accordion.
too.
Accordion.
That sounds like a corgi though.
Yeah, it doesn't
Imagine a
work.
corgi, but like an
An
accordion.
accordion? That'd be cute.
Just like everywhere they, like that dog from Toy Story, like where it walks, just
Oh,
like
like a
drag
slinky.
his, he's like a slinky.
Slinky dog,
exactly.
yeah.
Oh.
Inari's pretty happy when Naruto kicks the shit out of the samurai, and he's finally like, "Oh man, I guess you really are a real ninja." And Naruto's like, "Of course I am. I told you that."
But Inari,
I
did.
12
but
times!
Inari,
I told you so.
Inari leaves him hanging when Naruto goes, "Believe," and he has his fist out. He's
And
just
Inari
holding
doesn't-
it.
ooh.
He doesn't know it yet, but then he
Hurts.
says it at the end, which is
Cold-blooded.
nice.
Back at the bridge, Sasuke concentrates all of his chakra into his feet as the ice needles fly towards him, and he leaps into the air at precisely the moment that they would have hit. This forces Haku to like do a couple flips away, and while Haku is evading, Sasuke launches a bevy of shuriken from the sky,
Bevy?
which
Bevy.
oh yeah, bevy.
Thesaurus time.
And while Haku's on the defensive from that, Sasuke does that thing where they're really fast all of a sudden and just appears behind Haku, and he's like, "Look at that, bitch! Looks like you're on the defense now."
Yeah, but that
Fuck.
doesn't last long.
That's true. Haku and Sasuke duel briefly, and Sasuke manages to kick Haku back towards Zabuza. And at that point, the Zabuza is shocked
Yeah.
because Haku is fucking tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you? My main takeaway is that they just can't even pronounce the own words they made up because well, so when they were explaining how Haku did the ice shit,
Uh-huh.
they're like Kakashi's like he has a Gekken.
Oh, that's later. That's later.
it's still like
Catra.
these Catra, Jonine, Genine.
Yeah, I know they say they.
It's like just no
It's
words.
strange.
I absolutely hate these words now, and they retcon most of them. It's all
Yeah.
just
It is weird.
substitution jutsu. Like,
Well, Miley was actually. I don't think that this is in the interview, but Miley was talking about how these first couple episodes she hates listening to because like she's
yeah.
changed the voice so much and like
Oh,
all of the
interesting.
words have changed.
And
Yeah,
then she said
which
that
is
when she
weird.
has to do like flashbacks in the later episodes, because she says they don't use the same cuts from
Oh,
earlier in the
really?
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
they
fucking
reshoot and she has
bonkers.
to change her voice and listen to how she used to do it at the beginning.
Which is so
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah, but and then when she's doing Boruto now and she's playing Boruto's dad, right? And
no Boruto
Yeah,
Lord.
but people like know her as Boruto's dad. You know,
Yeah.
like they'll be like, coming up like, oh my gosh, Miley Flanagan, can you sign it from Boruto's dad?
Were you
It's
on
like,
the-
God damn it.
Were you on the fence on whether you're a weeb or not? Because you're a weeb. Like that.
Yeah,
that is it.
that's-
You're
Oh,
a
really?
I determined it.
Well,
I'm
it's
surrounded.
because I went. It's because like going to the convention and everything. Like, yeah, first off, I heard some spoilers, and second of all, like
heard some
I know
spoilers.
a lot now. You know, Miley had a lot of information
So
because everybody
what?
had all these questions.
So one Shippuden poster. That's it.
Yeah.
Game
Well,
over.
the whole thing is that like she changes her voice less for Boruto, or sorry, for being Boruto's dad, than she did like changing at the beginning of Naruto to like towards the end of Naruto.
Yeah.
Yeah, between
know?
Naruto and Shippuden.
I
Yeah.
think for Emma's going away present, it should be a Naruto poster.
Yeah.
Oh my
It
gosh.
sounds that way.
And you have to put it up in your new dorm.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm not gonna make
Or
any
we're
friends.
gonna, yeah,
Well,
but
that's the point.
to make you come back.
To make me come back, no friends
We're
for
bullying you out. We're
Only
gonna bully you back
Naruto.
in.
Well, now that Haku.
Kaku, is that what you said?
God damn
So
it.
close.
Cock.
I said some gay
Please
shit.
leave that
huh? Now maybe take that one out.
Now that Haku got his shit kicked.
Wait, maybe say that one more time.
Haku?
No, the whole thing.
Now that Haku got his shit kicked, Kakashi really starts repping his team. He's like, see, I told you. Sasuke, strongest genin that I know. Sakura, smartest genin that I know.
Yeah.
Not true, but fine.
If Sakura's the smartest mind they have,
There's a
good
problem.
luck.
Yeah, for
That's
real.
Yeah.
true.
And when Kakashi says that, we get a little cha moment. She's like,
The only thing she's done for the past episodes and every episode after is just jump in front of the builder.
It's like,
Yeah.
She
yeah,
just steps
they-
away and then she does the same one animation, just goes, Hacha!
yeah.
yeah, and it's like as if the writers of the show were like, oh, well, we need to have 3 people in this because we need the banter of 3, but we don't want to actually write character development
It's,
of more than 2.
Masashi Kishimoto has said a lot. The guy who wrote the
Yeah.
manga, he said a lot that he really struggles writing female characters.
Oh, right.
Like,
Yeah.
he knows how to write, like, a physically strong woman.
He can write
But-
guys and he can write gay guys. That's it.
Yeah.
That's why he made Naruto and Sasuke kissed like 30 times.
That's true, yeah. But he really struggles getting into, like, the headspace of a female character.
But he can do strong women, but he can't necessarily
Like,
do...
he can make a female character, like, really strong,
Yeah.
but he can't make her character growth
Like-
a strong element of the story.
Oh,
You know, like
Oh,
emotional
interesting.
depth is
Yeah.
like the weakest part for
Why? That,
female characters.
find somebody, because like it's this whole thing where if you know your weakness, you find somebody else
Yeah.
who has that.
I
Like
mean,
your weakness
no,
is their
He
strength.
does.
Yeah,
You know, like, find
he
somebody who
does
can
get
help
better
you.
with it, but I agree. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think, and he knows it. He knows that one of the weaker points of Naruto is the female characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's only like 2
That's
right
true.
now.
That's a weakness.
What's her name? Ino.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
Which
not
is-
me though.
And
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, and that girl, the girl who's in love with Naruto from like episode 1.
Hinata.
Look at
Hinata.
weeb right here.
I know,
Paying
really.
attention.
Well, we also when we were at the Comic-Con,
convention, yeah.
the convention, yeah, thank you, that
What is
word.
the name of the convention again? The
Undiscovered Realm.
Undiscovered Realm Convention.
Oh,
Comic-Con,
yeah.
yeah, Comic-Con convention.
Comic-Con.
But anyway, so we saw a
Comic-Con
whole...
convention.
I think so. I don't
Con is
know.
short for convention.
Oh, frick.
Comic Convention.
But we saw like a whole lot of people in cosplay, and we got like some videos
And
of some
there was
crazy
there was a
people, and there
Hinata.
was an... What's
Yeah.
her name?
Hinata.
Oh.
Don't act like you don't know.
Don't act.
But anyway,
You're
yeah.
not going to run up for an autograph.
Actually, we looked at her and like didn't really even realize.
That's
who
true.
she was
Even
dressed
I
as.
didn't realize that she was Hinata. And then afterwards, she like put on the leaf headband, and I was like, "Oh fuck, we gotta get a video."
Yeah.
You gotta get out of here.
But her costume was cool. Like as soon as I realized who she was, I went, "Oh."
It was really good.
Because
Yeah.
for me, she's only been in one episode. You
Yeah.
know?
But you
Listen,
can still tell. Yeah. It was-
Cosplayers are cool, but until you cosplay as a substitution log, I don't want to hear it.
Real Naruto fans go as a log.
If it's a log on a smoke machine, you just throw yourself everywhere behind
Oh my
people.
gosh.
Every time someone moves, you jump where they were.
Can we go to a Comic-Con convention?
As logs?
Well, I feel like some
Or
people
go
are
as one big
dedicated enough to
tree.
do that. Like, we met a lot of people with, like, Naruto tattoos, man.
That's
Like,
true.
Miley Flanagan's had, like, her, like, Naruto's face on
I wonder
tattooed
if
on her
anyone's
arms.
tattooed
Her
Miley's
arms?
face.
No, not, she doesn't have a
If
Naruto
they
tattoo
tattooed
on her arm.
Miley's face, it's not for Naruto, because
It's for lab rats.
It's for lab
Oh,
rats.
yeah.
Because if they wanted a Naruto tat, they would have gone like the Naruto tat.
Or her, like, time on Shameless or The Office that
Oh,
ended
yeah.
up being cut.
Yeah.
She
I
was
forgot
in The
about that,
Office?
yeah.
What?
She was in the-
Listen to the interview. Listen
That's
to the
true,
interview.
yeah.
Listen to the interview to find out
Yeah.
where she was in the office.
Save it for the interview. Save it for the interview. Kakashi also hypes up Naruto and calls him the #1 hyperactive knucklehead ninja, which I feel like is
Wow.
important.
Why
to
does
say.
Incredible.
he get the number? At first, I forgot that, like, he was the only one who got the number, and I was like, was Sakura number 2 and Sasuke
Yeah.
number 3?
No.
When
It's
did
just
that
because he's
happen?
the knucklehead.
No,
That's-
Sasuke.
it's
okay,
so
no,
much.
No, because Sasuke doesn't pride numbers. He knows he's alone. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Sakura, you say anything nice about her and nothing about her forehead, she'll be like, "Cha, yeah, I'm useful." Naruto cares about numbers. He cares
true.
about being #1. That's why he's always
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"I want to be
the best,
Hokage."
yeah.
'cause
But
he
what
wants
was
to
the
be
whole name of
powerful.
it? The number one.
#1 hyperactive knucklehead ninja.
That's like
That's
a whole lot of
incredible.
alliteration.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's fun. That's why I wrote down the whole thing.
Yeah, I
I
thought
think
it
it
was
has
kind
like
of stupid.
consonants.
Oh.
Soul
Wow.
stuff. You guys didn't see it, but Joshua just made the creepiest face I think ever possible. I've never felt
Consonant.
I'm stricken with fear.
Stricken.
Stricken.
I took English class.
I've been strucketh.
Oh, you
Stricken.
barely took English class. You were just telling me how rarely you
yeah.
went to English
Okay,
class.
that was 11th grade. 12th grade, we learned a lot.
That's fair.
Okay.
Back with Naruto, the two samurai have been tied up, and Naruto apologizes for calling Inari a coward because he's just demonstrated quite a bit of courage. This causes Inari to cry, which he's even more sad about because he's promised himself that he wouldn't cry anymore. But Naruto tells him that there's nothing wrong with crying when you're happy, which is, yeah, that's pretty sweet. Especially if you remember back in episode 1 when Iruka was really hyping up Naruto and he
yeah.
had that really weird crying face.
Yeah, that was weird.
I don't know if this is where I started passing out, but was Aruka's voice at any point in these episodes?
No.
Because I heard him. I swear to
Maybe
God.
it was. I don't
In your
think
dream.
so.
It may because
Maybe
I
you're just
heard.
dreaming about Iruka.
No, I really did because I was laying in bed watching this and all I heard was Aruka talking about how like strong Naruto's become, but he was telling it to the third Hokage.
I think you were dreaming it.
Dude, no,
Oh
I
my
swear to
gosh,
God.
you dream in Naruto? You think I'm a weeb? I haven't hit that level.
You dream in Naruto.
I had a fever dream and I heard Aruka speak to me about Naruto as if I was the third Hokage.
That's what deaf schizophrenic people hear. They hear Iruka.
Yeah.
Constantly like, how's Naruto doing?
Oh my gosh.
We have to get the voice actor for Aruka to bother us. Like he has to be out. What is he doing right now?
I don't. Maybe he's like super famous.
I can look it up.
Maybe it's Tom Cruise. No, it's
What-
okay. It's okay.
What if he is Tom Cruise?
He could be.
Fuck.
Anyways, when Naruto tells Inari that it's okay to happy cry, that kind of calms him down, and so Naruto feels confident leaving to go catch up with everybody at the bridge, and he leaves Inari to watch over Tsunami and the two samurai, and he's like, yeah, you can do it, believe it, and then Inari's like, yeah, believe it.
What's he gonna do? Wake up his mom and be like, run away.
The samurai are tied up, he's good. They're
Yeah.
good. They got it handled. At the bridge, Zabuza fears that if they stay on the defensive, he and Haku will lose, and commands Haku to launch yet another secret jutsu, this one called Crystal Ice Mirror Jutsu, which, as you can figure out from the name, makes a... it
Wonder what
makes
that is.
yeah, it makes a bunch of floating ice mirrors, sort of in this. It's sort of like a prison dome that are all around Sasuke, and then Haku walks into the mirror. And
Crazy.
it casts his image on all of the different mirrors
That's
at
cool.
once.
This is where
I
all
wouldn't
the
even call them-
animation budget went because
Yeah.
Haku doesn't like hop in and
Yeah,
snaps
yeah.
in. They do like a whole
Yeah,
like
like, he
body.
That was pretty
flicks
cool. I like
leather
that.
way in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those aren't even really technically mirrors, though, because you don't see a reflection at any point. It's just like walls with Haku's image everywhere.
Yeah,
If
That's-
you want to
yeah.
get
Yeah.
technical, I guess, in the Naruto ninja world.
In my literary analysis corner.
Yes.
well, Kakashi charges at the ice mirror construct, but Zabuza does that quick speed flash right in front of him. And he's like, no, you have to fight me, because if you try and save Sasuke from Haku, I'll kill the bridge builder.
What the
and
fuck?
Sakura."
yeah.
Why does he tell him? It's Dr. Doofenshmirtz. This is the kind of stuff. Let
Well,
him
no,
go
no.
fucking fight and then kill the bridge builder. It's the only thing you care about.
No, I think that Zabuza wants to see Haku fight.
I just think they have this weird honor code because the big thing within all these big fights is that they do like 6 big blows and then they just start talking about their feelings
Yeah.
when their enemy is standing there just letting it
That's
happen.
true.
Zabuza could have killed everyone
But
many times.
The Zabuza thing kind of makes sense, though. I don't know, for some reason, because if Zabuza were to attack the bridge builder now, he'd have to fight Kakashi. But they sort of have like this thing where they're watching their pupils, you know, kind of.
Yeah, letting them.
I mean,
Yeah.
you think pupil, I think pedophile relationship.
With Zabuza and Haku?
Zabuza and Haku.
A little bit,
yeah.
a
It's
little bit.
creepy
Maybe.
how weird
Yeah.
English dialogue is with Haku and
Yeah.
Zabuza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Well, back within this ice mirror prison sort of thing, every mirror image seems to launch physical needles all at once, which
Scary.
tears Sasuke up. Sakura charges forward now that Kakashi's been stopped by Zabuza, and she throws a kunai at the ice mirrors, but Haku manages to just sort of snag it out of the air, like without even thinking about it. Suddenly, though, while Haku is leaning out of the mirror to catch the kunai, a shuriken hits him in the head and knocks him out of the mirror.
Yeah.
And there's a giant smoke bomb, and from out of the smoke comes Naruto to save the day.
Little
Yeah.
boy.
And that's how episode 13 ends.
Little cliffhanger.
Yeah, little cliffhanger. Episode 14 opens with Naruto. He's still celebrating his last-minute arrival, and Kakashi kind of criticizes his grandstanding because he would have been a lot more effective if he'd stayed hidden.
Yeah.
Naruto prepares to perform his shadow clone jutsu, but Zabuza throws a bunch of shuriken at him before he can, and Naruto, like, freezes up. He's about to
Yeah.
get hit. Luckily, though, Haku saves him, throwing needles at the shuriken and stopping them midair.
Forgot
Yeah.
they did that. Why did Haku do that?
Right, well, so Kakashi scolds Naruto for showing off his jutsu loudly and blatantly
Yeah, and
because,
then Naruto-
hello, they're ninja.
Yeah,
like,
it's dumb.
it's supposed to be about deception.
But that's not. How can
They always
Kakashi be
do
mad?
that.
They all do it. Water prison jutsu.
But Naruto just yells it, and, like,
Don't they all
But
do that?
that's Kakashi's whole gimmick is that he copies their thing and he goes, Water Dragon Jutsu, I thought of it before you did.
Kakashi and Zabuza, though, they were already in a fight. Naruto had the element of
that's
surprise,
true.
and he showed up just to yell what he was gonna do.
He's excited.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
but then Kakashi like tears him apart, and Naruto looks like it's the worst day of his entire life. Like the screen is like purple
Well,
around
he's
him.
making himself just a target, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Now, at the same time as Kakashi is scolding Naruto, Zabuza scolds Haku, who he's like, why would you save our enemy? But Haku's like, no, I want to fight Naruto my own
Why
way.
did they fucking just kill each other?
Well, no, Zabuza also thinks that. He's like, oh, you're too soft, but, you know, whatever. Sasuke agrees with Zabuza, like, about how weird it is that Haku's not killing them, because despite all of those needles causing all of that damage to Sasuke, none of them were aimed at his vital spots.
Right. They ate.
Heart, artery,
Yeah,
lungs.
none of them
Wow,
were aimed
Rod,
at
you
the
know him at this point, man.
I'm on that Zabuza weight training plan now. I have a sword slit everywhere I go. Right now, in fact, on the 3rd floor. Everyone below us right now is seeing a huge sword. I'm wondering, wow.
This sword with the random hole in the middle of it.
Huge hole.
Yeah. Sure that Naruto doesn't stand a chance against Haku, Kakashi again prepares to assist, but Zabuza reminds him that if he moves, Tazuna and Sakura are dead.
Right.
So, and despite any improvement to Sakura's skill, and she probably has improved a little bit, you know,
Yeah,
she
You
did
can
the
climb
tree.
a tree.
Yeah,
a
exactly.
little bit.
Well, either way,
But there's no trees around, so.
Yeah.
Kakashi couldn't
Can't
even
show
handle
off.
Zabuza, so there's no
Yeah,
way
yeah,
that
that's
Sakura would
true.
be able to. While Haku is distracted by Naruto, Sasuke slings a kunai at the killer's head, but Haku again easily sidesteps. I haven't forgotten about Sasuke for an instant. But this actually reveals Sasuke's location to Naruto, who I guess couldn't see inside of the
I
mirror
guess,
construct.
yeah, because he goes like, Sasuke!
Yeah, exactly. Haku criticizes Sasuke for not knowing when to give up and steps in the mirrors again to finish off Sasuke.
Oh,
Yeah.
also, every single time that Haku, or maybe not every single time, but whenever Haku goes into the mirrors, there's like
Yeah.
a weird thing where his arm is just slowly
yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
slicks in.
Right,
It's
but
kinda
like,
cool.
because they typically like pan in, like they show really up close, like how Haku's absorbed
Yeah.
by the mirror, and you can always see, like, because they do a couple of instances where you see his hands and his feet, and Haku's got painted nails, which is
Interesting.
weird.
Oh yeah, I just noticed that.
Right.
And Haku has painted
Okay,
nails.
my whole thing is that I'm not convinced on Haku's gender, and I know that's not supposed to be this
You
giant
gotta
thing.
get canceled,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah, dude, gender's a construct.
I know, but not in Cartoon Network.
Yeah, and everything.
I don't know, because my whole thing is that, like, I feel like this is supposed to be, and I know you guys have seen it, but I feel like it's supposed to be this giant twist where, like, they play because they do the whole thing where it's very obvious that Naruto is, like, very much flirting with Haku without really knowing it's Haku.
Yeah.
And, kind of, you know, Haku's kind of dressed stereotypically femininely, right?
Yeah.
And then with the nail polish and everything and having to say, I'm a boy, like, it seems like they're setting it up for it to be this big thing.
Man, I think that Cartoon Network in 2005 was just more woke than you are in 2019.
Because it's not that because I would be totally down if it was literally anything else other than a kids show for Cartoon Network. I would be like, yeah, of
I
course.
really think that it just isn't, like, they're just not thinking about it.
That's so odd.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
Animating painted nails is a choice. You know?
That's true. But
Yeah.
you can have painted nails though.
No, of
Well, yeah,
course.
but not in Cartoon Network. Like, that doesn't happen.
But it does though.
But
you know?
is this obvious proof? Like, this is something that does
yeah,
happen?
I mean, this is that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. It just always catches me
Well, the
that.
character, they're kind of androgynous, whether they say, like...
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
I just totally expect less of Cartoon Network, you know?
No, this is... Yeah, it's more than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, also, maybe Cartoon Network is just doing what the manga was...
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I
So
mean,
it's not them
they
being
edit stuff out,
socially
like,
conscious.
chomping off your tongue and killing yourself, but... Yeah, I think that it just kind of isn't a big deal. Sasuke, inside of the ice prison, tries to ascertain which Haku is real, but it seems like Haku can sort of instantly transport between the mirrors.
Ice prison. This is Fortress of Solitude or some shit.
Well, because Sasuke's confused because he thinks, because the simplest explanation would be that all of the Hakus and all the mirrors are clones, but
Yeah.
clones couldn't move at the speed that Haku's moving at, and they couldn't all launch attacks all at once. And also, if they were all clones, then Haku wouldn't need these weird mirrors.
That's
So
true, yeah.
Sasuke sort of figures out that there's something up that he doesn't know how to deal with. Kakashi yells for Naruto and Sasuke to work together, attacking the mirrors from the outside and inside in tandem, which would be a really advantageous position for the two, and Sasuke realizes it too. He's thinking about it. He's like, oh, Naruto, yeah, attack from the inside. But before they can formulate a
He's
plan,
so cute.
Naruto runs inside of the ice
Oh,
prison.
buddy.
I know, he just wants to see his friend, but, buddy, you gotta think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sasuke yells at Naruto for his constant lack of foresight, and Kakashi also condemns Naruto every single time he tries to help. He ends up making things worse. Like that time when you remember when they got attacked by those guys with the big claw gloves?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just ended up getting poisoned like a little bitch.
That was a little bitch move.
Yeah, seriously, don't get poisoned.
Just don't get hit.
Yeah,
Don't get poisoned.
seriously. Fed up, Sasuke launches his fireball jutsu to melt the ice, but the roaring flames can't, like, melt the jutsu.
I
Right.
love the banter between them. He's like, what are you gonna do? Fireball jutsu, we're surrounded by ice, so what
Yeah.
beats ice? Fire!
That was pretty
Yeah,
funny.
I mean, yeah.
Haku's like, you're gonna need a lot more fire than
Yeah.
that."
He
Yeah,
should have
this
made
is
shadow
freaky
clones
shit.
and then had all of them do the fireball.
Sasuke
jutsu.
can't do shadow clone.
Yeah, remember that's a forbidden technique from that scroll.
Oh, but he can at least do the one clone jutsu. So
Yeah,
there's
but
two of them.
that's different than shadow clones though.
Oh.
And he just only knows how to become a Ruka. It's just all the students bothering the third Hokage just to piss off. Like, they're just talking shit about Naruto because
Yeah.
they all secretly hate the guy, right? So it's not just Ruka. Ruka's been at home this whole time, probably tied up, just like how Naruto loves Sasuke.
But shadow clones are like a physical thing that you can fight people with. But the clones that they made in their graduation exam are like illusions, kind of.
Oh,
Wait,
'cause they
so
can't
what
do
is it
things?
that Zabuza's making?
Water clone.
Water. Yeah, they're made out of water.
But so that's the same thing
That's
as.
just
That's
shadow
like-
clone, but water.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
But
how-
is Zabuza's clones just as good as Naruto's clones?
Yeah.
Okay.
But-
just think of
Wait,
it
so
like
he
the
knows a hidden
finches.
jutsu then.
Well, Zabuza's a Jonin. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a fucking.
But do Jonins get to know all the hidden jutsus? Because that was the whole thing about the scroll.
I don't know. Well,
Right. So
but
then it's this powerful thing, and yet
But we
all the
agreed
Jonins
that
know about it?
Mizuki probably wasn't a Jonin. So, you know, it kind
Just
of makes
think
sense.
of
Yeah,
it
that's
like
true.
the whole Darwin adaptation theory. Like they learn the same shit, just different areas, so they adapt to where they are.
But I think it is different though because Zabuza's clones are like made out of something from the physical
Yeah,
world.
it's true. Not just
Naruto
illusions.
just kind of
That's
makes them
fair.
appear.
So in that case, then I don't know. It's a question of whether or not Naruto's, in a sense, with that one jutsu, more powerful.
Well,
than
yeah,
Zabuza.
that's why
Yeah.
everybody keeps being so surprised when he busts it out because that is a really advanced jutsu.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Speaking of the clone jutsu, Naruto creates clones to smash every mirror himself.
So many fucking times. Yeah.
So many.
Well,
times.
this is the
Yeah.
first time, and Haku leaps from mirror to mirror in the blink of an eye, destroying every single one.
Right.
The mirrors do not house clones. This is just a little explanation because we get it kind of explained to us.
Yeah.
Basically, the mirrors don't have clones. They reflect Haku's image and create the illusion of Haku being everywhere at once, when in fact it's just Haku moving at near light speed,
That's crazy.
jumping from mirror to
It
mirror.
wants to remind you that no human eye can see how fast
It's
Haku's
true.
moving.
Yeah,
It's
Haku says it
stupid
like 12
fast.
times.
12 times.
When everybody finds out how this crazy jutsu works, Kakashi is shocked, and he calls the technique a Keke Genkai, or a bloodline trait.
That's cool.
These words.
Yeah. Basically, these are jutsus like the Sharingan that can't be learned by just anybody. They have to be passed down genetically through members of a specific clan.
Sharingan.
Exactly. Which means even with his Sharingan, Kakashi couldn't copy or neutralize the Ice Prison Jutsu.
Right.
Because it's a Kekkei Genkai. Kekkei Genkai.
We just like to point out all of Kakashi's weaknesses in this episode.
That's true.
Seems like a type of gecko.
Kekkei Genkai.
For as strong as Kakashi is, he's been kind of slacking. Like, he got caught in the water prison. And
Yeah.
he's like, leave me alone. This guy just go.
He's been slacking ever since he fell over in the episode immediately after the water dragon.
I really thought he had like a heart attack, but he was just, I'm tired.
That's a good point. For this whole battle, he's probably still a little wiped.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, using
yeah.
the Sharingan takes up a ton of
But
chakra.
still, the image
That's
of
true.
him.
He was just, Tsunami was like, oh, dude, you're going out right
Yeah.
now.
But
You
the
sure?
image of him walking up that tree with the crutches is still the funniest thing so
Yeah.
far. He's just like, watch me do it. Like, he's so slow about it. It's so funny.
Back inside the ice prison, even with his clones defeated, Naruto doesn't give up. He even gives another little mini Hokage dream speech.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, it's
Which
my
is
dream to
cute.
become Hokage.
always
That's
cute,
why I'm
yeah.
cool with Naruto.
Yeah.
Also, let me meet the voice actors of the other characters, and maybe I'll like them more.
Well, hearing about Naruto's dream causes Haku to flash back to that bridge when Haku was like a little kid in the snow, where Zabuza found him. And in the flashback, Zabuza approached Haku, and he was like, you're going to die if you're left out alone in the winter. But Haku latched on to something in Zabuza's eyes. Haku, like, saw a similarity between the two of them. Yeah.
I see myself in you.
Yeah.
I see myself in you.
But they're not related.
No. Haku
So what
was...
did he see?
Pedophile.
No,
I'm
like,
telling
the
you.
same, like, energy in their eyes.
What's the energy?
The ice shit.
Yeah, like, cold-blooded killer, you know?
Oh, but can you be born a cold-blooded killer?
I think. Yeah, you know.
Well, that's like
sociopath.
That's like the whole argument
Yeah.
that you learn in like psych class 8th grade. Like, can people be born evil? And
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, it's... well, plus, Haku's been, you know, fighting on the streets.
Well, I guess.
No, they're fighting dogs on the streets.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
different as
That's
literally.
true.
They're kicking dogs and shit. Like,
Yeah.
they're manic. They're
Oh,
crazy.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Whether it be eat from a trash can or shoot 1,000 needles up someone's asshole. Just gotta do what you gotta do.
Back in the present, Haku reveals that they didn't wish to be a shinobi, and they don't want to kill the Genin, but that they have crushed their own, like, softness and compassion, because Haku's dream is to help Zabuza achieve his dream.
Yeah, but they never
Yeah.
said it was Zabuza. Haku was just like, yeah, my special someone or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, it's...
They
yeah.
didn't say it.
But what
say
is
it for me.
Zabuza's dream? Zabuza,
Well,
basically-
whatever Zabuza's goal may be, Haku's dream is to help him achieve it.
Number one, like, most, like, fit person in the world, probably.
Yeah.
He's, like, really
0% body
insecure.
fat.
Like,
Yeah.
0% body fat, sword slits in everywhere he goes.
So that's what Haku does.
Doesn't he have that
Haku
already?
goes around and he cuts the slits and
That's why
everything.
you have the little needles to just poke, like, really accurate
Wait, but
holes.
so Zabuza isn't doing this for Gato, because we know that Zabuza hates Gato. So
Well-
what's up with Zabuza and the bridge builder?
No, because he wants the money to keep them covered.
Right. Yeah, no, Zabuza is doing this for Gato, I think.
No, because he says, no, if he did this without Gato, he would look like a murderer. So we know that he was planning on killing people anyway.
Well,
It's just in him. That's what
Yeah,
he does.
it's
He
what-
kills
yeah.
people. Look, rent
So he's an
isn't cheap
assassin,
at that
not a
little
murderer.
fucking swamp prison he lives in.
but also remember, it got, like, alluded to that Haku and Zabuza are on the run from something.
Oh, I wasn't sure about that. I knew that they were like cold-blooded
water
killers.
people
Oh, yeah, I
police.
forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but-
So there's kind of a lot of questions up in the air. But what we know now is that Haku's dream is just to help Zabuza.
It's
Okay.
PETA.
Yeah.
Because they saw fucking Haku kick dogs and they've been
Oh,
on
yeah.
his ass ever
This
since.
whole
Peta's
time,
intense,
Peta's
man.
been after Haku. And also Zabuza raises those bunnies in captivity.
Oh my god.
Just
He
to
does?
get them
What?
fucking killed for substitutions.
Oh,
white
that.
bunny.
I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's been PETA this whole time. PETA's the big bad in Naruto. But after Haku reveals that his dream is to help Zabuza, Naruto and Sasuke kind of grin in anticipation for the battle to come.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how episode 14 ends.
Gotta say, episode 14 was a snooze. Like,
Yeah,
yes,
and
yeah.
like 6 minutes at the beginning were just from the
I
last
skipped that,
episode.
yeah, I was
so
like,
did I,
yeah, yeah.
Wait, I swear, that's when Iruka talked. He had to be. That.
It might have, for all we know, Iruka gave the recap.
Yeah, I swear.
Oh, wait, I think we did give the recap.
Okay, good, because I thought I had a fever dream.
Yeah, you're not tripping.
I thought I was tripping.
But yeah, there's a ton of recap. Not a lot happens in episode 14.
No, and I mean, like, I think your summary, first off, I like to say was written pretty well. But
Yeah.
I was actually
It made it more interesting than
The actual episode?
Yeah, the actual episode,
I did
wow.
read that because I was kind of bored and I was paying attention, but like I wasn't totally sure
Right,
of
yeah, no.
everything, and then I read it and I was like, oh yeah. Okay,
That's fair. These episodes, that's why we're doing 4, is because not a ton happens. There's a
No.
lot of still animation. There's a lot
Yeah,
of talking
I
about
know.
kind of nothing. Yeah.
My roommate was, again, like, she was watching it with me, and she watched almost all of it. Like, I said that she wasn't really watching, but it was just because she went back and forth between, like, watching it with me and her phone.
Yeah.
And during, like, 14 and 15, because I thought 13 was relatively engaging, except
Yeah.
for a couple of parts. And then 16, I think, is pretty good, because they wrap stuff up. And
Yeah.
it's, like, the end of the battle, in a sense, even though they don't actually finish the battle.
Uh-huh.
But 14 and 15, I'm looking at her, I'm like, it's not normally like this.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
13 and 14, you mean? These past 2 that we just did?
No,
No,
14 and 15.
15.
I thought 14
Oh,
and
we
15
haven't
were
done
the
15
boring
yet.
ones.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
I know, but 14 and
watched
15,
it.
though,
Oh, yeah, okay.
I thought were the boring ones. 13 and 16, I thought were okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Speaking of episode 15, Sakura calls out an encouragement to Sasuke and Naruto in the ice prison, but Kakashi insists that it's pointless, as Naruto and Sasuke, they just aren't killers like Haku is.
Yeah.
Sakura demands to know what to do, and Kakashi struggles to come up with a viable plan, ultimately just kind of coming back to the Sharingan. That's kind of his only hope.
Yeah, that's all that
That's what he's
Kakashi has
got,
going
yeah.
on right
But
now.
Zabuza scoffs at it. He's not going to fall for the same trick twice. Zabuza charges at Kakashi, who allows himself to get stabbed by the killer's kunai, before informing him that Zabuza is the only person to ever see his Sharingan twice,
Right.
and he sure as fuck won't see it 3 times.
Yeah,
These guys
it's
just keep
pretty
coming at
badass
each other
one.
going, I'm not going to fall for it again. You're not going to fall for it again. I'm going to make sure you don't.
Which is the Doofenshmirtz thing, I'm telling you.
A little bit.
Yeah.
a little
I
bit.
see more, you know when we both flop our dicks on a table? It's just that. Like, these two guys just keep...
To be clear, no. This is a metaphor that we use. You know,
Yeah,
like
okay.
listen. No, like if there's a girl that we don't know that we're like kind of talking to,
Yeah.
it's
The both
you know,
of you talking to this one same girl?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a
Okay.
moment of metaphorical dick
Dick
flopping.
flopping.
I was like, who
No,
should get
it's-
with the girl?
Yeah, where you just
It's not
sort
like
of
a girl
shrug.
that we intimately talk about, like, oh yeah, like we just run into her like the hub and we both go, yeah, she's attractive, and we
Yeah.
just start a conversation.
And then it's a test
It's
of
a-
who can.
Oh, so
own
there's
the
one girl.
conversation.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah. But that's what we call it. Dick
But this
flopping.
is essentially what these guys are doing, just flopping their dicks.
Yeah,
up, like,
pretty much.
You're not gonna live through this one. You're not gonna live through this.
Yeah, seriously.
Wait, fucking Zabuza comments on that too. Isn't he like, you told me like this is gonna be my last
Yeah,
round, you
you're-
lied.
That's
you are a
true.
liar. I'm killing you
Yeah.
because you're a liar.
He really thought that Kakashi could see the fucking future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a whole midlife crisis.
He was
Put that in
convinced,
your
he's like,
bingo
I guess
book.
I'm gonna die. Kakashi can see the future.
Yeah.
There's no hope.
Can
for
put
me.
that in my
Flipped
bingo
out.
book.
Yeah. I forgot about
Me
that.
too.
BBB bingo book, bitch.
Oh my gosh.
The triple B's, the NaruTalkers and the triple B's.
Oh my gosh. Right. Oh my goodness. Because no longer are we oh gosh, I forget the weebs. I don't know what we were gonna call them, but it's like the
It's the
equivalent of the
NaruTalkers.
Stokers, the NaruTalkers,
Or the
yeah,
triple B's, I guess.
or the triple B's.
Zabuza insists that even if Kakashi killed him, he wouldn't be able to beat Haku, because it turns out that Haku might be stronger than Zabuza. He's been trained in the most advanced ninja techniques, and he also has that Kekkei Genkai.
I think that
Right, the Gecko.
Zabuza was like, no, he seriously is. I don't think it was a question of might. I think Zabuza really believes that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, he
Zabuza.
did, yeah.
Zabuza sort of brags about turning Haku into like a perfect, heartless tool.
Killing machine, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of dark, and Zabuza's really sure that Haku has this.
Well, even
Yeah.
though right before that, Haku's like, I don't want to kill you. I've got like one strand left of good left inside
yeah,
of me.
yeah.
That is fucked.
It's dark,
I'm
man.
imagining he's like the pacer push-up person. Like, I don't want to kill you.
Up,
I'm
Damn,
down.
I don't want to make you go up and down.
But bitch,
Just
I will.
stay down. Thank you.
That's really good.
Thanks.
Within the mirrors, Naruto attempts an assault on the mirrors with the clones again, and again, Haku wipes them out with unbelievable ease and speed,
I know.
simultaneously attacking Sasuke. This time, however, Sasuke begins to perceive Haku's movement by observing how Haku affects the water droplets in the air.
That's cool.
This is literally how I like am when I'm high. Like I start analyzing
Yeah,
things in
yeah,
my
you
head.
s-
I'm like, the water's falling down within 3. It's like,
definitely
he's talking
feel
to
that.
himself.
Why
Bad
are, there,
ruler.
why are there water droplets in the air though?
I think just from all of the ice and shit flying around, you know?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. But either way, it's pretty cool. Naruto launches a third Shadow Clone attack, and this time Sasuke kicks a puddle up, which fills the air with water, obviously, and Haku's movements interrupt it, allowing Sasuke to track the movements with even more clarity.
Yeah.
I feel like if they took all these ninja powers they had and kind of applied them how like Avatar: Last Airbender did, where they made like
Wait.
entertainment.
Not with
Avatar
the blue people.
who?
Not with the
Not
blue
the blue people.
Relevant,
Unless you're
relevant.
talking blue people, I don't want to talk.
But basically, you know how they like formed entertainment based off their Avatar powers? Like
Yeah.
they had
Yeah.
You understand how cool a slip and slide could be with like Haku? Just that'd be
Oh
the
my God.
coolest thing. Like Sasuke's here blowing fire from his fucking fingers and shit.
Which is
like,
pretty cool.
Yeah.
These guys can monopolize, quite honestly.
Yeah.
They could take over the Avatar Not Blue people. Again, let's just take Avatar the Not Blue people out of the market. Because,
Yeah,
again,
who
unless you're
cares?
talking Avatar Blue...
Don't
sorry,
think
unless
they've
you're
been
talking
on
blue
the
people, I don't want
market
to talk.
for a while.
Just get them out of there.
That shit ended in like 2010.
Outside, Zabuza continues to brag about Haku, and Kakashi says he's getting bored, which is very Doofenshmirtzy.
Yes!
Yeah, and then he whips out his Sharingan, but before they begin their duel, Zabuza reveals that Haku studied Kakashi's use of the Sharingan all throughout their previous battle, and has helped Zabuza develop a counter, so that there's literally no way it can fool him again. He keeps saying that. It's not gonna fool him again. Then Zabuza unleashes his hidden mist jutsu, vanishing into the fabricated fog.
It's still weird, the hidden mist jutsu. What's the science behind it? Is it just his sweat coming off of his body or
Oh,
something? What
Yeah, I
is
have
it?
no idea.
Because this one's thicker than the old one.
That's what she said.
Wow.
No,
Look, if you set it up, you have to.
You
No, I know, I get it,
walked
I get
into
it,
that,
I
but
get
Kakashi's like, this mist is different. This is thicker mist.
Yeah.
Just like the water with thicker water.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah. When he got caught in the water
Yeah.
prison, he was like, this is thicker water than normal water.
Like, no.
How often is he in mists and water? He just knows how different they are.
Within the mirror construct, Naruto begins a fourth Shadow Clone barrage, and this time Sasuke launches his Fireball Jutsu simultaneously, forcing Haku to redirect his movements and actually managing to graze the killer. Like, he hits him just barely, but he does manage to hit him.
Right, and Haku's like, oh, that must have been an accident. There's no way he could have figured it out
Yeah,
because I'm
yeah.
so gosh darn fast.
Yeah.
So fast, human eye couldn't track me.
Outside, Kakashi believes the mist is, like we were saying, too thick for even Zabuza to fight in, but the assassin manages to fire several shuriken at Kakashi, which Kakashi's just barely able to deflect.
Yeah.
Because nobody can see in this mist. Obfuscated almost entirely, Zabuza taunts Kakashi by deconstructing the nature of the Sharingan. He walks through it because Zabuza understands it now. The Sharingan is simply a combination of perception and hypnosis, creating the impression of omnipotence by instantly replicating movement and casting illusions simultaneously.
Somebody get the thesaurus back out.
Busted
Hey,
it
no, okay.
open.
When they do this shit where they launch into a monologue explaining stuff, it's very hard for me to adapt it into the outline.
Without your thesaurus.
No, but because I want to keep it interesting,
Right,
but
yeah,
in this
yeah.
show, they just talk forever.
I know, which is why 15 was kind of a snooze. And
Yeah,
Raj
that's
kept
fair.
sleeping.
I did fall asleep.
Like Naruto, I'm down for this show. I like this
Yeah,
show.
I've been enjoying
but
it.
the last two episodes, like 14 and 15, I was not for. I
That's
really
fair.
was not.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, basically, the Sharingan, it reads and instantly replicates an attack, but also it casts an illusion that suggests an action to the victim, sort of like a magic trick kind of thing.
Right.
So, Kakashi, when he did that water vortex jutsu that he beat Zabuza to, he was actually just sort of suggesting to Zabuza that he do that jutsu. And so Zabuza thought that he was seeing the future. So it's sort of a mind trick, but Zabuza's figured it out now.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are
And
magicians in this time period.
Ooh.
Or this world.
and more than that, because of the mist, Kakashi isn't able to replica Zabuza's movements, and Zabuza's keeping his eyes
Yeah, it's like
closed.
his thing, that too.
Right,
Yeah.
which means the illusion won't work on him. And
Yeah.
Kakashi thinks that'll give him the advantage if Zabuza's keeping his eyes closed the whole time, but Zabuza's like, no, I can hit you with just sound.
No.
no, no,
Bat
no,
now.
Yeah. Zabuza has thought about this. He's had some time
Echolocation.
planning.
Well, this is his whole shtick, is murdering people in mist.
That's true.
That's his day job.
They have like murderers. We always have like a signature thing they do.
Oh
Right,
my
right.
gosh.
That's it.
This is in
Wait,
mist.
do you know how Kakashi, or, I keep swapping the names, but Zabuza, of course, has all of these self-confidence, like, body issues,
Oh,
yeah.
right? That's why he's always in such thick mist, that way people can't see him.
Oh,
And he can't see himself.
that's
Oh.
that's so sad.
That is sad.
I know.
Oh, so I want to give him a hug, but he'd probably kill me.
Telling you, fanfiction. Oh, Miley
Yeah.
Flanagan says she refuses to read the
I
fanfictions.
know. But maybe if she listens to this podcast, she'll listen to our fanfiction.
Ooh, maybe.
And if you're listening to this, please write fanfiction. That'd be so funny.
So funny.
Yeah, we haven't started it yet, but if you start, we'll start, okay?
Within the mirror prison, Haku grows concerned that Sasuke is able to accurately predict and perceive his movements. This is what you were talking about. Haku's like, this has to be a coincidence.
Yeah.
Because this is freaky.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a bit ahead.
Sasuke requests that Naruto attack a 5th time, though he's able to see, like, Naruto's clearly getting really tired.
But this is why I love him, because he's like, I can do it. Believe it.
But even Sasuke's like, Shadow Clone Jutsu again? Are you yelling it out again? Stop.
But
Yeah.
Naruto actually...
Naruto took the note.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he
Naruto actually can't do it again. He's so tired. I don't know if he can't, but he doesn't.
Right.
Sasuke commands Naruto to try to escape the prison, and Naruto makes a run for it, but obviously Haku pretty
No,
quickly
Sasuke,
knocks
that's
him
his
back.
fault for that. He's like, Naruto, run away from the prison. Run
He's
that
just
way.
using
Yeah.
Naruto as like his go-to guy. That way Sasuke can just sit there and
Yeah.
fucking watch.
But
you know?
Haku knocks Naruto back, but Naruto keeps running, and this time Sasuke shoots a fireball directly at Haku, who just barely manages to dodge it.
Yeah.
But Haku does dodge it, kicks Naruto back, and throws a nasty needle through Sasuke's shoulder.
Oof. These
Yeah.
needles suck.
But they're getting closer every time, you know?
I've never, I've always wondered, when, somebody stabs someone with a bunch of needles and they fall, do the needles not go in further?
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh.
Because that's something I always wonder, especially when
You
people
fall
get,
on a sword, then it...
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So these
Unless
guys...
you're Zabuza and you fall into one of the slits.
But, yeah, because these guys have 100 needles in them, they're, flopping over. This has gotta hurt.
Oh, God, that's
yeah,
so
no,
nasty.
you're right, though. I did think about that the entire time.
Ugh. The boys try one more time. Sasuke's certain that Haku must be running low on chakra because Haku's movements have been noticeably slower.
Yeah.
As Naruto and Sasuke charge ahead, Haku fires a more direct volley of needles than before, making them stop in their tracks. In the mist beyond, Kakashi worries about his students and his own chances against an invisible, silent opponent. Like, everybody's a little worried.
I like that one. In the mist beyond.
Yeah.
Speaking of the mist beyond...
Oh, boy.
Suddenly, Zabuza appears behind Tazuna and Sakura, and he swings his massive blade, and then the camera cuts away.
Yeah.
We see a blood splatter, and we
That was
hear
cool.
Sakura scream.
Oh.
And that's the end of episode
Yeah, that's how
15.
15 ends.
Big
Yeah.
cliffhanger.
I know. So in the ice prison, the guys are trying to escape, and Haku keeps knocking them back. And outside the ice prison, Kakashi doesn't know how to deal with an invisible foe.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
scary.
15.
And at home, that little kid's still crying.
Yeah,
He
yes.
was boring until the end, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay, also, though, 15, I don't think it's just that, it kind of moved at a slower pace and, all the different moments. But I think also, when you're watching baseball or any sports game, right? You
Honestly, I don't know.
Me neither.
well, I know. My family plays sports. Talking to you, Ken. You may not think I have a concussion, but I know what you do. Anyway, so when you're watching a sports game as a whole, at least for me,
Sports game.
when
you're watching a
Sports
game of
ball.
sports ball.
but when you're watching any game, you get really, really excited when it's a fighting chance of winning, and
Yeah.
you get excited when they're winning, but it's not exciting when your team is losing and there's no fucking chance of anybody winning, which is why there's so few Mets fans, I feel like.
Oh, damn.
Well, that's true because my
Sports podcast time.
Sports ball.
because my entire family, they're all Mets fans, and it's just not interesting when they lose.
Well,
You know,
yeah.
so in this
Yeah,
episode, it
15
feels like
they
they're
get beat
losing.
down hard.
Yeah.
I feel like,
It's
it's just that these episodes seem like they should just be one long episode.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah,
they
that's
should've-
why
they
we're
should've
doing all
cut some
four
stuff
together.
and put it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yet they still don't finish the fucking fight.
Yeah.
They flashback to
They
every
do a lot of
past
flashbacks,
episode,
yeah.
And
There's that whole Inari thing where he just thinks back to the last
It's so
episode.
funny.
and they just, I know we talked about it before, but the whole oh no, you're not gonna survive this one, or
Right.
I'm faster than the
They
human
repeat
eye.
themselves a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And at first I thought it was just like an animation thing where, every single time Naruto does the same Shadow Clone Jutsu, they play the same clip.
It's that and also trying to save on the manga. Because while this was animating, I think the manga was only on the next arc after this.
That makes
okay.
sense.
So you
okay.
try and it's not
That
it's
makes
not
total
as bad
sense.
right. It's not as bad as filler because we're not watching filler.
Right.
We haven't hit any filler yet, though, have we?
No.
Which is funny because I guess they just didn't have that idea for a while. They were just like, oh, we can just stretch out the episodes as long
Yeah,
as we want.
I do. I wish that there was a filler arc between this one and the next one
Yeah.
instead of stretching this one out so much.
Yeah.
But moving on to episode 16, which I think is better paced than episode
Yes,
15.
I did
It was
definitely.
my favorite.
Within the mirrors, Sasuke and Naruto worry about Sakura's safety because she screamed, obviously.
Yeah.
Naruto...
Which is nice
I
because
know.
They didn't care about her. Well, Naruto does, but Sasuke doesn't care about her. Or he didn't
I
2
feel like
seconds ago.
they do a little more, though.
Yeah.
Even though they pick on each other, they do care about
Also,
each
when
other.
she climbed up that tree, it kind of proved that she could do shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's true. She
Sakura
does
can
have
hold
something,
her
She
own.
proves she can climb trees.
Yeah,
okay.
which is
don't
cool.
don't give her too much credit. She already
Yeah,
has a
we also
5
climb
head.
trees.
She
That's
can't.
true.
She can't have a bigger ego. Like you gotta stop.
Naruto, desperate to protect his teammate, charges forth once again, but Haku appears behind him and violently stops his escape. Sasuke checks on his friend, warning him to conserve his dwindling chakra, because Naruto's really getting pooped.
Yeah.
He's getting
He's a tuckered
You're
boy.
gonna buzz out of the source for everything else, but your go-to word for tired is poop.
Well, Naruto does have an association with poop. Remember the second episode? Or the third
Yes.
episode?
Oh my God.
The milk.
Miley talked so much about how much she hated making shitting sounds.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. That's awful.
Yeah. She was like, I hate pretending like I'm pooping for half an hour.
I can't wait for this Miley episode to happen. She seems like just a treat.
It's
I was
pretty
excited
hot.
to hear
Awesome.
that.
As Sasuke observes the mirrors, Haku launches more needles at him, but picking up a previously fired senbon from the floor, Sasuke manages to deflect all of the projectiles all at once, even though Haku, this time, is actually aiming for Sasuke's vital spots.
Right.
So Haku's stepping it up, but Sasuke's managing to hold his ground.
Which is great.
Yeah. Sasuke calls for Naruto to get up and work with him, and as Naruto struggles to even get up, and Sasuke expertly defends against a hailstorm of strikes from Haku coming all around while Naruto tries and stands, keeping up with the enemy's impossible pace through his desperation to protect his friend.
Yeah.
Well, Haku has that nice moment with Naruto a couple of episodes ago where Haku says, he's like,
Protect someone precious,
Yeah, have
yeah.
something
Right,
precious
yeah,
that
you're
makes you
precious
stronger.
person.
And that's
Yeah.
what's happening is that we're seeing that these guys, Sasuke's whole clan is dead, Naruto never knew his family and everyone hates him, but they're
Right.
finding a family in each other.
Which is sweet. And he calls him loser over and over again.
yeah.
It's
Aw.
his pet name at this point.
In
Still
an endearing way, though.
Yeah, yeah.
They were each other's first kiss, you know?
Yeah. Never forget your first.
That's
That's
true.
true.
Still, it's not enough as Naruto struggles to stay conscious, impaled with so many of these fucking needles and his chakra's at its limits. Sasuke begins to waver in his exhaustion too because they're both fucking tired. You know, I think despite the fact that the battle is drawn out, it's also a long battle.
Right.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
It's like Man of Steel with their 45-minute battle.
Remember Man of Steel.
Gotta stop talking about
Man of Steel, it scarred me.
Save it for the podcast.
I lost so
Save it for your own Man of Steel podcast.
I lost so many friends in high school because they were all like, "Oh, I love Marvel," and I was like, "Well, what do you love DC?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What about Man of Steel?" And they're like, "It's amazing." I'm like, "It sucks."
Interesting.
This is such
Yeah.
a weird thing because, like, even with like Blue People Avatar, no one I knew seen it. No one I know has seen Man of Steel.
yeah, at least with Blue People Avatar, no one remembers it, but everyone's seen it.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think I've met anyone who's even remembered
Every white
it.
person's seen it.
Every white
Every white
person.
person.
Well,
has
that's
seen
why
Blue
Raj
People
doesn't
Avatar.
know it.
Yeah, I guess.
Raj
Oh my
doesn't know
gosh!
white people.
Today I asked Raj what I was like. Raj, find your ideal version of yourself and manifest it. What's your ideal version of yourself? And he looks up and he says, white.
Yeah,
Like if you could be anybody, you'd be white. Apparently.
I would.
So everybody's at their limit.
I would. There's nothing more to it.
Haku taunts Sasuke as he flashes. You hear that voice crack? That was rough. Haku taunts Sasuke as he flashes between mirrors, preparing his final attack. Like, Haku's jumping back and forth. Naruto can't get up. Sasuke's exhausted. Haku's exhausted. Haku's jumping back and forth, getting ready to do that final strike as Sasuke focuses really hard and manages to move himself just barely in time and grabs Naruto and pulls him out of the way. Haku is like dumbfounded because Haku was putting it all into this last attack. This level of perception should be impossible. But when Sasuke looks up, we realize why Sasuke is able to track all these movements. Because Sasuke has the motherfucking Sharingan.
Sharingan.
He's got like 2 eyes worth.
Yeah,
of it.
he's got both eye Sharingan because he's Uchiha. That's his Kekkei Genkai.
Right.
What was that word?
Kekkei Genkai.
I know
I'm
they
saying
said
it
that
right.
in the
Gecko.
episode, but I don't know what
It
it
is a mouthful. What the fuck is it?
Kake Genkai.
Kekkei Genkai. I
Is this
think.
how
Just,
Catcher
can we call it
feels?
the gecko? It's
Sure, yeah. This is his gecko. But this moment is so badass.
It was really cool.
Because, like, we've only seen Kakashi, and that's like Kakashi's fucking ace in the hole,
Yeah.
you know? His whole shtick is having the Sharingan.
He only has one.
Yeah, and then boom, Sasuke has it. Which is fucking crazy.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Haku can't believe it, and despite its imperfection, because Sasuke sort of just developed it, it's clear that this gives him, like, a pretty big boost
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
the
and
fight.
Haku's like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna lose."
Yeah. Sure that Sasuke's new power will prevent a successful direct assault, Haku takes aim for Naruto,
Yeah.
who's unconscious on the ground, which forces Sasuke to do something drastic, and Sasuke races to get in front of Naruto, and then we cut to outside the mirrors.
Yeah.
The cuts in this episode are good.
Yeah,
It's
they're
a really good
Yeah.
transition.
They're keeping that tension, like, way up.
Yeah.
Outside the mirrors, we discover that Kakashi was the one who threw himself in front of the blade. So that blood from the end of last episode was Kakashi.
It's like his 12th time jumping in front of this blade.
Kakashi takes a lot of hits. Yeah. I'm starting to think. Yeah.
You good, bro? You alright?
Oh, you
Bro. Like, you good?
You good? Yeah, bro, I'm like, no, you're not. You're not.
Zabuza continues to taunt the Jonin, completely sure that Kakashi cannot see through his movements, and that Haku has probably already killed Naruto and Sasuke. Zabuza does like a weird evil cackle as he disappears into the mist once more, insisting that Kakashi will have to apologize to his students in the afterlife, because there's no way he'll be able to protect them.
Which is dark.
Yeah, that's again a
That's
line.
scary,
Yeah, he's like...
No, you're gonna die. No, you're gonna die.
This one's cooler than the usual ones,
Well,
because
yeah,
he's
that's
like, you'll
true,
have to
actually.
apologize for failing them when you're dead.
Fucking
It's like,
Christ.
ooh, okay.
That's a lot. That is a lot.
For a guy who wasn't even in school, he's cracking a lot of graduation jokes.
Sakura, though, she has kind of a nice moment. She refuses to think that Sasuke or Naruto will die, and she's got there's a little cha moment, you know?
Yeah, she believes it.
Yeah, believe it.
Believe it.
Yeah, she has nothing but faith in, and Kakashi talks about it. He's like, yeah, we've got the #1 hyperactive knucklehead
my
ninja,
gosh.
and the heir to the Uchiha clan. When Zabuza hears that, though, he understands why Sasuke advanced so quickly. Like, the Uchiha clan, despite not existing anymore, it's got a rep. And he's like, oh, so that's the last survivor. I
It's
heard
like
about
you
but
that.
how
guys
did they
learning
all
my last
die?
name. Oh my
gosh.
god.
Which we
It's like,
never
oh, he's
will.
brown.
Yeah, but that freaks Zabuza out. But he's still sure that Haku's going to be able to beat him. But, you know, it does freak him out.
Yeah.
If the Uchiha clan was so fucking great, what happened?
That's a mystery.
Did
The
we ever
fox?
find out?
There are 720 episodes, Emma,
Eventually
and we
we'll
are on
find out.
episode 16.
Okay, I get it.
That is so
Without
funny.
filler, there's about still 400 episodes.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's supposed to be like a mystery. Kakashi and Zabuza run at each other to finish the fight, and Sakura stays by Tazuna to bodyguard him.
She has the same animation where she just jumps in front of them, kunai ready.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she does that thing. She sort of holds her hands up in front of her.
Oh my gosh! But
Yeah.
when we were at the convention, we saw somebody in the cosplay for
As Sakura, and she
and
did the same. Yeah.
Yeah, she
this
knows
is
her
Sakura's
shit.
iconic, I'm not helping at all move.
I like how she just has a useless move that she
Yeah,
can go to.
she's got the stance of uselessness.
I just really want to see her fight someone. Not like a casual student or anything. I just want to see her fight someone.
Just do, buddy, just do
Something.
anything. Yeah.
Punch Tazuna. Go crazy.
Get a catchphrase. Oh, she does. She has chop.
Chop. Yeah.
No, but get like a cool catchphrase,
Yeah,
like
she
how
never-
Sasuke
I
goes.
hate my forehead.
Sasuke's cool catchphrase is "Hey loser,"
Hey, loser.
and then
I'm emo.
Naruto has "Remember it," so it's one of those
Yeah,
things.
remember it,
Oh,
the famous.
we told Miley about how Naruto goes, remember it,
She
instead
didn't
of
know
believe it.
that.
Yeah, she was like,
didn't remember
I
it.
did? She was like horrified.
Maybe she
Yeah.
just fucked up. Maybe it wasn't written and she was like, remember it? Oh, wait.
And they kept it in and she doesn't know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
She
she's
never
really
watched
funny.
it, so.
Yeah. Until now, when she's watching along with the pod. Hi, Miley.
Remember that, Miley.
Inside the mirror prison, Naruto, who was like unconscious, he was so tired, he regains consciousness, and the first thing he sees is Haku on the ground.
Yeah.
And then he looks up to see Sasuke standing over him heroically.
And he's like, "Yeah,
protecting
Sasuke,
him."
you
Yeah,
did it!
exactly. At first, Naruto, naturally, he's certain that Sasuke's beaten the opponent, but it quickly becomes clear that Sasuke took a massive amount of damage by standing between Haku's needles and Naruto.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is not so great.
That's like one of the earliest like iconic stills from the show.
Yeah.
Is Sasuke taking all
Standing
that
there
for
with
Naruto.
all of the Senbon in him, yeah.
What's it called?
Senbon needles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cinnamon bun needles.
Cinnamon
Yeah.
bun needles.
Cinnamon
And
buns
the
and,
gecko.
geckos.
Naruto demands to know why Sasuke saved him, but Sasuke can't answer. He's like, I don't know why. But then we see flashes of the past 15 episodes and everything that these two have been through, and Sasuke smiles. He doesn't have to say why he saved Naruto, because we see it, you know?
It was really funny that in the top right corner, like, they could flash through so many other things, but they just kept
see their kiss?
that image of them.
Yeah. They had to put that in there.
That's what brought them together, man.
Literally.
But yeah, it's nice though, because Sasuke, he claims that he hated Naruto, and Naruto's like, well, I didn't ask you to sacrifice yourself for this, but then Sasuke's like, but it was a reflex.
Naruto's been doing this recently. He constantly goes, I never asked for any of this.
Yeah.
Yet you kept coming in and announcing your things.
That's
you are
true.
asking
I
to
think
be a target.
He's really trying to prove himself because Sasuke
He
keeps
is.
outdoing him.
But that's so cute, though. It's just a reflex.
But yeah,
to
Sasuke's
save
like,
you.
yeah, because they really are friends. Like, they've really
so
grown a
sweet.
magical bond. Then Sasuke falls to the ground, calling Naruto a loser one more time. Before he hits, Naruto rushes up and catches him in his arms, and Sasuke drops some pretty important information. Sasuke reveals that person. You remember he swore to destroy a mysterious person?
Yeah.
Well, Sasuke reveals who it is. It's his older brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is weird because you thought he was the only one alive.
The last Uchiha, right.
I feel like
Right. Oh yeah.
with the English dub, this is one of the weaker moments because it's just he's on the ground. He goes, Naruto, Itachi,
Never
I gotta
got
kill him.
To stop my brother. Yeah.
It's like I swore I'll never die unless I kill him. It's like it just comes out of nowhere. He just flops in and dies.
Because this is exactly this is before he never got to complete his goal of killing this mysterious older brother. And he looks up at Naruto and he's like, "Hey man, don't
die.
Yeah,
Stop.
I hope that you complete your dreams. Like I hope that you become Hokage." And then his eyes flutter shut and he goes limp. Like,
Rip.
Yeah, seriously.
hurts,
It's pretty powerful.
Our edgelord.
Yeah. Naruto's eyes swell with tears as he cradles his friend's body and holds it in a tight embrace. Haku, clambering to his feet, considers the like we were talking about that whole precious person thing.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, Haku kind of thinks about the immense strength that Sasuke was able to find to protect a precious person.
Yeah.
And recognizes,
Right.
and this is kind of the first time, Haku's like, your friend was a real ninja.
Yeah,
like
he had like an
I thought you were gonna say a real N-word.
No, a real ninja.
I was like, he's gonna say it. He's gonna do it.
No, nobody's gonna say it. What's with you and this weird obsession?
You just edit it out.
Just throw a bleep in there.
Imagine.
Yeah, imagine if we just bleeped out every time that anybody said ninja.
But only after like the first letter of ninja.
Yeah.
So everyone was like, "Oh no!"
And Miley's like, I signed on for this. They did make me say the letter N and then stop for some odd reason.
Haku asks Naruto if this is the first time he's lost a friend in battle, saying that such loss is like kind of the main part of being a ninja.
Ask Kakashi, he lost like
Kakashi, remember
dudes.
all of his best friends are
yeah.
dead. Yeah, and
Hey,
so
with that, what did they do? Was
it was
the wall or something?
there was a memorial stone.
Yeah.
And Kakashi was like, "Oh, my friends are here."
Oh, Naruto just didn't get it.
Yeah, he was like, "I want to be on that stone," and
was
Kakashi
like,
was like, "No, it's they died in combat. They died in
Yeah.
combat, buddy." Yeah. Then Haku retreats back into the mirror. Naruto simply and powerfully is like, "Shut up." He places Sasuke's body down on the ground, and suddenly the ground around him starts to like smoke. All of this like fire and stuff rises, and Naruto's surrounded by an orange chakra that's so powerful it cracks the ground itself inside of the little hut, the little igloo.
They are in an igloo.
The yurt.
Yeah, inside of the little yurt.
That's my favorite word.
What about Cole's de sac?
Oh, yes. We have discussed this in the podcast, but
That's true.
cul-de-sac.
Yeah, when you say cul-de-sac and you make it plural, it's not cul-de-sacs, it's
Let's make Colds de Sacs merch.
Balloon is a plural balloon.
That's the
Balloons.
perfect example. Like, that's not it. That's not how you... it's so...
Just
that's
add the
horrible
S at
world.
the end.
Yeah, seriously.
God damn it.
Anyways, Naruto looks up, and his eyes are red. His teeth are sharpened, and he declares he's gonna fucking kill Haku. He doesn't say, "I'm gonna fucking kill you," but he does say, "I'm gonna kill you."
In so many words.
Yeah. Naruto's power surges as he stands, and Haku can't believe two things. First of all, there's a clear bloodlust in the energy of Naruto's chakra.
And
Right.
the second one being he's a furry. Now this reveal is insane, game changing.
This
Honestly,
is a game. I really found I could relate to the characters more now that I know that they're a furry too.
I mean,
Alright, Raj.
But the actual thing that Haku can't believe is that Haku can see the chakra. Chakra is supposed to be your internal energy, but Naruto's is so strong that it's a physical thing. And then this orange chakra that's everywhere forms into the face of the nine-tailed fox, which is fucking horrifying. Naruto, his fingernails turn into claws, and all of the needles that were stuck in him are pushed
those
out.
are cool.
that was cool.
Yeah,
as fuck,
all of
yeah.
his wounds are like
Yeah.
instantly healed.
Which, you know, we saw him do.
Right,
I
but
mean,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
on a whole nother level.
This
Yeah.
Is, this is crazy.
Yeah. Outside, Kakashi and Zabuza sense the Ninetales chakra, recognizing that it's far beyond what either of them could possibly
they can't
produce.
deal with that,
yeah. Kakashi fears the danger of if the Ninetales seal is breaking.
That's so scary.
Yeah, they're all in trouble.
And then Naruto's fucking dead.
Yeah. Back within, Naruto, he's really clearly struggling, holding in not just the pain of having just lost his best friend, but also to have all of that chakra withheld in his body. He's grunting and he's clearly in pain, and he looks at Haku and he lunges towards him with this insane energy and bloodlust. And that's how the episode ends.
Big cliffhanger.
See, that's why that episode's good.
That was a really good episode.
Yeah.
I know.
I was like glued.
Yeah.
What's happening?
That's what I was awake for.
I mean, Sasuke dies.
Dead.
And also, Naruto, Ninetales is happening.
Also, you could tell when you were reading that, all the rest of us got really quiet when you were reading it. Like, you know, that's intense. You know, that like that intensity, despite us not watching it, still carries over when you just talk about it.
Yeah, it was really powerful.
Yeah.
So, all 4 episodes together, what'd you guys think?
Go on, Raj. You go off first. You always go off first, right?
It's just, okay, so the last episode was fantastic. Let's get that good thing out of the way.
Yeah.
It was super fun, action-packed.
Really fast-paced.
The dialogue actually mattered for the most part.
Yeah, that's fair.
And a lot of cool reveals that set up a lot of the future stuff, but then every other episode was really boring and could have been one giant episode.
Yeah. They could have
cut a lot of it.
It felt like filler.
I think what's really interesting is we get to see the difference between the dub and the sub for the first time hardcore with that whole biting the tongue off thing.
I should have turned it on. I didn't, but...
No, I only did it because I thought I could remember in the manga it making sense, and it did not make sense in the dub. So I was like, oh, there has to be something here.
Yeah, you feel like they would have caught that and made that something a little bit better, you know?
Yeah, because they're so different. That's a different connotation of, like, the story, even.
But because I spent a lot of time, obviously, because I had to rewatch it with the subtitles on and everything.
Yeah.
And the dub that they do that doesn't make sense lines up perfectly with the lip flaps.
Lip flaps. That's today's 2-word combo.
I forgot that they have to do that.
The mouths are animated to speak Japanese, so that's why those subtitles are so different. Like, because you don't
right.
really notice it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And Miley talked about that too. She's like, yeah, you record by yourself because you're just like reading like the script in front of you, like, to make sure that you say it exactly like.
Crazy.
That's so hard to do, I'm sure, yeah.
And you get to see the results of that for the first time in these episodes, I think.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, like we were saying, there's a lot of standing around, though. A lot of still animation.
I wonder what Naruto says instead of believe it. It's
Databeo?
Yeah.
Databeo? Yeah. I don't know what it means. I think
instead of what?
Probably remember it.
He says that all the time.
Is that the direct translations? Believe it?
I think
that's the question.
I think it's Databeo. Again, I don't know for sure. And I'm pretty sure that I read somewhere that it actually doesn't mean anything. It's just like a weird speech pattern that Kishimoto gave him in the manga. And so when
believe it doesn't mean anything either.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just it matches
people have
up.
Things like that, you know. Like I started saying "and how" after things. Like it doesn't mean anything.
God,
you know.
So much.
Just like and how.
Yeah.
It's like It's like and how. You know, it doesn't mean anything.
But yeah, I think that it's just sort of an empty thing that they adapted.
Because believe it is.
I mean, it works. Like it gets us. Like when you hear "believe it," we only think Naruto now.
Yeah.
So that marketing is straight up really good.
Yeah.
Well, also that Miley said that after a while she stopped being scripted to say "believe it," and she's like, I don't know why. I don't know. She said that I think that they told her it was a copyright thing, but she thinks.
I think it's in the interview.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, then never mind. I won't spoil too much. Check it out.
Save it for the interview.
I don't know.
Save it for the interview.
Like, I guess if you had the script for what Naruto had to say, and if it constantly said "believe it" 30 times in a row, so you have to highlight it, I'd probably kill myself.
You'd start saying "remember it" instead.
Yeah.
I think in these episodes you also get to see, like I was saying, Sasuke and Naruto, and Sakura too. Everybody's grown a lot.
Yeah.
And they've grown.
Especially Sasuke. You know?
More so Sasuke and Naruto than Sakura.
Yeah, she's kind of useless.
I think Sasuke smiling before his death.
Yeah, that hurt.
Like he made the conscious decision to protect his friend.
I guess in the context of his death, his brother's speech isn't the weirdest thing.
Right, exactly, because he's trying to get the info out there. Like, there's this guy that I needed to kill.
It's just still really weird.
I think it's more to tie into like him wanting Naruto to complete his dreams because Sasuke didn't get to.
I don't know. I haven't been stabbed with 1,000 needles and told my best friend, "Hey, listen, I've been doing this water only thing. You gotta keep going for me." Like, I know. Look, you're gonna miss ginger ale. You will, but just come on, do it.
That is your thing, Raj.
I love ginger ale.
Yeah, if you're dying in Liam's arms,
it makes my stomach hurt. It's supposed to help, but
that's weird. the tonal difference between episodes of the show is insane.
What do you mean?
Like last week's podcast, those 3 episodes we did were just joking around. Everyone was just dicking around.
His last one especially was so sad.
And this one was like
serious,
fucking heavy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, although I don't ever feel like I have tonal whiplash, really.
No, they kind of ease into it.
Which is impressive. They keep the characters consistent and have the episodes be wildly different.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why this was so popular. You know?
I'm just
it's well structured.
Yeah, but it's just that's so interesting. 16 is something we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
It's this really heavy
That's
stuff
true,
going
but it
on.
didn't seem out of context. Yeah.
Yeah, which is impressive.
Are you talking about 16 the show?
No, 16,
because,
not 16 the
I'm
Canadian
still very much into
show.
that show, aggressive. I feel
So
like
good.
Yes, oh my god. Raj and I have been watching it while we're high, but obviously not on weed because that's against the law.
I guess the law.
Right.
We're high
High
on
on life.
friendship.
Yeah. And it is 16 is so good.
It's great.
I'm gonna have to
yeah.
make a podcast about 16.
We just reenact
It's
it.
the realest shit.
It's good, yeah.
Arguably, the theme song is one of the best theme songs
I
of all
do
time.
not remember the theme song, but
That's the power of it. It's one of those repressed memories where you'll hear in the back of your head somewhere, like, you know how, like,
Backyardigans theme song.
The backyard again.
we're gonna get copyrighted, stop! But you know how, like, some people, like, imagine how their brains work, it's just a bunch of doors?
Yeah.
There's this one weird door in the back of my head that only plays the 16 theme song.
My
No matter
brain's just
what
the
I do.
Backyardigans dancing around in different parts of my brain. Is each like, what lobe is that what's called?
Wait, this weird.
Is each different Backyardigan.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I used to do
Each
this.
8 point that someone could use to kill you is a backyard again.
Uniqua, the other moose.
Wait, okay, Tyrone, by the way, Pablo, and I don't remember
Tasha.
Tasha.
Tasha,
yeah.
I think.
But I used to do this weird thing when I was younger where I would pretend not to know how to say Uniqua's name. I know. I know.
Racist.
Whoa!
Because I thought it made me sound cute. So I was like, Uniqua.
Canceled.
Intention, horror, and a reason.
I used to do that to my mom. And she'd go, Emma, Uniqua. And I go, yeah, that wasn't great.
Not your best move.
When she says, bleep it out there.
Yeah. Well, before we get canceled any further, let's jump into some reader responses. Obviously, there won't be any reader response episodes for these first 7 episodes because we're recording them in the past. But do write in, and we will get to them during this segment in the 8th episode, and also we may do a Patreon episode to answer your questions and comment on your comments. And for the Patreon episode, we're going to get Emma back. We're going to do a special thing. But yes, let us know what you think about the episodes. Ask us questions. Tell us things about us. You can get in touch with us at NaruTalkPod@gmail.com. On Facebook, NaruTalk the ShipPodcast. Instagram and Twitter, we're at NaruTalkPod. Use the hashtag NaruTalk or NaruTalkPod or whatever. Our website is narutalk.wordpress.com. And we'll have a Patreon when this comes out, but I haven't made it yet.
And one day we'll have business cards.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. When we were at the convention, people kept being like, do you guys have business cards?
Really? That's
yeah.
so cool.
Yeah,
No.
it was a really cool moment because
But we kept being like,
it was the one thing we didn't think about, you know?
I know.
I think the most awkward part about people knowing that we have a podcast is like the first thing they go is, "Can I listen to it right now?" And I have to tell them wait till
That's true.
July.
Like, no,
Yeah.
we're in pre-production.
Yeah. But do find us on Patreon. It'll be linked in the description below. All of this will be. The Patreon helps us upgrade our equipment, host the podcast on things. Like, it is important. Also, I'm going to be uploading special stuff on there. We might watch Arthur, other PBS things.
Oh my gosh, you know what'd be amazing?
What?
Is if any fans, any BBBs, any NaruTalkers, write fan fiction about us.
Yes.
Oh,
And
But
this
not about Naruto, about us.
That's what I'm saying. And all this
Yeah.
stuff, this is where you're going to send it in. All of this stuff, all the links are in the description below. But yeah, reach out. Let us know what you think about the episodes. I can't change the fact that this portion of the podcast is in these episodes. So if y'all don't reach out, I'll just look
That's
like an
awkward.
idiot in episode 8. I'll be like, reader responses. We don't have any this week. Not because we're recording in the past, just because
No one
no one
cares.
cares.
I like the part of upgrading our equipment, which is a mic and a stool with an otter on it, and
Yeah.
like a
And we
mug.
sit in my room
On
where
the
the
floor.
semester's coming to an end,
Yeah.
and I won't be here next year, and you're
So
not gonna have
really,
a room.
please give to the Patreon.
We need
Because
it.
We need
it's
your
not
help.
upgrade equipment; it's get equipment.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
We're lacking.
We're at rock bottom.
It's
right
alright.
now.
Miley Flanagan complimented our mic, and that's what matters.
She did. She was like, everybody
brought this?
podcast
That's
with
This is a
these.
Naruto approved
Yeah, we did this
mic.
whole
Nice.
setup just
That's cool.
live. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. But like, subscribe, rate whatever you do on whatever you're on. It helps with our visibility. It helps with whatever. Leave
5-star
comments.
ratings.
5-star ratings, yes.
Yes.
If you want me to see what you wrote, leave us a 5-star rating.
If you want
on
us to
iTunes.
see your fan fictions about us,
5 stars.
5
right
stars.
there.
That's the
on
one thing I
iTunes.
can't write. I can write fan fictions about Sakura being the worst. I can't write fan fictions about what Raj does because I know what Raj does in real life. I want to hear what you think.
Yeah. Write a Raj
What?
fan fiction, please.
What do you think he's like with you?
Only water, a Raj fan fiction.
Raj meets Zabuza in the woods.
In the mist.
Oh my gosh, yeah, crossover episodes.
What happens in the mist with Raj and Haku? Who knows? Only you can tell us. So please write in. Give us 5 stars. Tell your friends about this podcast. It's
Yeah,
a great way
other
to get new
weebs.
listeners. Or
Weebos.
non-weebs.
Or
you know?
non-weebos,
If
yeah.
you have friends, if you're a weeb,
If you go to the gym, please, we need really buff people to listen to this.
That's
Yeah,
true.
there are a lot of weebs who go to the gym, you guys.
That's true. They get
Like
inspired,
Liam?
you know?
Yeah.
You get pumped up, Naruto being like, I can do it. And you're like, yeah.
Believe it! I do believe it! I do believe it!
But tell your friends if they're not weebs. That's how we got Allie and Emma to watch this show.
And
was
here
by
we are,
making
now
a
there's a podcast.
and
So.
we're having a good time.
Yeah, so tell your
Great
friends about
time.
it. Get them into it. Next week is the end of an era and the end of the arc.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in finals week right now, so this is coming to an end.
Yeah,
There's
we-
a lot
we've
of
got,
things ending.
Right, we've got less than a week of school
Yeah.
until
That's why we've been
everything's
so
done.
tired this
Yeah,
episode.
today's Thursday, and we all leave on Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, forever.
next week. Next week.
Yeah,
And then
sorry,
also,
I'll say my goodbyes.
there also won't be a break in the podcast feed.
Yeah, but I'll have a moment. Because, everyone's like, oh, I want to write little notes before I go. I'll have a note for the podcast.
For the podcast.
Like, hey, BBBs, NaruTalkers. It's been a real blast.
Very nice.
And you're making me tear up. Yeah.
So yes, next week is going to be the end of these first 7 episodes. There's no break for you. You'll get the Miley interview and then right into episode 8. But for us, it'll be several months of break, which will be pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. The episodes next week are the end of this arc. It's going to be episodes 17, 18, and 19. We're back to 3.
All right.
Don't even trip.
Don't even sweat.
Hey, I had no problem. I have nothing to do today, so I had a great time. I just threw in my laundry.
Future me, hold yourself to this. You gotta learn how to skateboard over the summer. So wear that headband. Believe it.
It'll be embarrassing when this comes out in
I
this one will be
Yeah,
in
first
August.
big
Yeah.
response question is, Raj, did you learn how to skateboard?
Yeah, guys, ask if Raj learned how to skateboard. Keep
Yeah.
him to it. Keep him honest.
Please keep me to it.
But yes, next week is episode 17, 18, and 19. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening.
We
and
love
as
you.
always,
Be safe, have fun, believe it!